Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I gonna go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. Hope your afternoon is going well. Let me just get some water in me real quick. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Fitzgerald Stevens in the chat room. Oh, y'all, Fitzgerald is in the chat room. I gotta give Fitzgerald his daily reminder. Fitzgerald, I'm so happy you are in the chat room, Fitzgerald. It's such a blessing. It is such a blessing to see my brother from another mother, Fitzgerald, in the chat room. And y'all know I keep this magazine. You guys know I keep this magazine locked and loaded. Listen, locked and loaded. I keep this magazine right here locked and loaded for my brother Fitzgerald Stevens, who's in the chat room. Find ways to win. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to Find Ways to Win. Again, make sure you go subscribe to Find Ways to Win. Go and support our brother Fitzgerald Stevens. If you have not subscribed, let me get this camera together. If you have not subscribed to his page, to his YouTube page, Find Ways to thank you. Oh, y'all, shout out to Fitzgerald. There we go. He's coming around. Listen, y'all, Fitzgerald is finally coming around. He's starting to wake up. Listen, Fitzgerald is starting to wake up, you guys. The guy is starting to wake up. I was worried about him. But he's starting to wake up. Go Dogs Amir. There you go, Fitzgerald. That's what I'm talking about. The national champion Dogs who beat Fitzgerald's Crimson Tide. Okay. That's us. Victory, Georgia, national champions. And listen, it was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful night. Well, really, I was in Benin. Republic, night of the Voodoo Festival. We're like 5 hours ahead. We're 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. Now, listen, I was watching the game. Well, I was getting the updates of the game while I was in Benin, and I made sure. So what? It was like, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. I made sure I called Fitzgerald Stevens and let him know who won that game. So I called Fitzgerald, let him know. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock our time. And he said, congratulations. He said, congratulations. Now he's saying go dog. So shout out to Fitzgerald Stevens over there, our brother. But in the meantime, guys, listen, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, again, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, go and buy the documentary. Again, please go and buy the documentary. If you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, go and visit searchforuhuru.com. Link is in the chat room and link is on the screen. Again, link is in the chat room and link is on the screen. Go and purchase the documentary. Go and purchase the documentary. Searchforuhuru.com. It is streaming now. I would greatly appreciate it. Again, go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary, people. I would greatly appreciate it. Listen, we want to sell 1 million copies. 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 So go and buy the documentary right now. Go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Also, we have tours coming up. So Sierra Leone, November 20th through December 3rd. Sierra Leone, November 20th. Yes, we can hit 10 million. Oh, man, shout out to Ayana. Ayana, thank you for speaking. Thank you for speaking life into a brother. Thank you, sister, for speaking life into a brother. Yes, we can hit 10 million copies. There we go. Thank you, Ayana. Thank you for speaking life into me. Thank you for speaking life into the documentary. Those who have supported, came on the tours, who have bought the documentaries, who have bought the apparel, the gear. Listen, I want to thank you guys. Thank you for speaking. Excuse me. Thank you for speaking life into me. Yes, we can hit 10 million. I believe you. I said 1 million, but let's do 10 million. Listen, we're going to up it to 10 million because of Sister Ayana. We're going to up it to 10 million. Shout out to you. So, guys, make sure you go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Also, tours. We are still rolling to Sierra Leone. We are rolling to Sierra Leone November 20th through December 3rd. Again, November 20th through December 3rd, we are rolling to Sierra Leone. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. So please visit Donfo, DANFO, Donfo, DAN, Christine Simpson. I'm sorry. My daughter will be watching and writing a book report on it. Man, listen. Thank you. Shaka, you know what? I'm going to address your comment real quick. So Shaka says, respectfully, I almost feel I'm hearing Umar saying hit the Cash App button. And you are. And listen, you are. And I'm going to tell you why. Shaka. Yes, you are. You are hearing that. You definitely are. And I'm going to tell you why. And, you know, if Fitzgerald's in the chat room, he can relate. So I come from a sales background. All right. I come from a sales background. I worked in the industry, the field of sales for 10 plus years. Okay. And I was a sales guy. And every day on Monday. So here we go. Let me give you a rundown. Again, let me give you an idea or rundown of my weekly schedule when I was a sales rep for a company called Centos, which is a Fortune 500 company. Okay. Let me break it down. So I will pull up to the office Monday morning, 7:15 a.m. We will have our weekly sales meeting from about 7:15 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. I was expected to get on the phone. So we had what was called phone block. We had what's called a like a bullpit, our phone pit, where we had our own cubicle. We'll pick up the phone. We'll call our leads. We had a sales system, like a sales funnel system, where we would go through customers. We'll pick up the phone. We'll make calls, and then from the previous week, whatever business cards that I got from cold calling. All right, so it was expected of me to go and cold call every day. All right. Every week I had to get at least the minimum 50 business cards, 50 new business cards. And now I'm not doing this for myself. Well, I am somewhat. I'm doing this for I'm doing this for a company, right? Named Cintas that I don't have any equity in. Right. So let me break this down. And it's all good. I have no problem with respectfully. I almost feel like I'm hearing Umar saying, "Hit the Cash App." Absolutely you are. But let me break it down. So Monday mornings, 8:30 a.m. All right. The expectations were I had to make at least 80 to 100 phone calls in between 8:30 to 12 noon. It was expected for me to set at least 2 appointments per hour. So that would be about 8 appointments. All right. And when I'm making these phone calls, when I schedule these appointments, this isn't selling Dynast's product. This is selling Cintas's product. Okay. Again, this isn't selling Dynast's product. This is selling Cintas products and services, which of course I got paid a commission. But again, my name wasn't on the company. So I did that every Monday. On Tuesday, the expectations were I would have to be in the field. First appointment by 8 o'clock a.m. and I was not supposed to leave the field until 5 o'clock p.m. So I worked, I did sales from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. And that was expected of me on Thursday and Friday. Then on Wednesdays, I was in the field at 8 a.m. I had to be back in the office by 12. So you know what? Guess what? Pick up the phone, hit the phones, call the businesses, the business cards I collected, call those business owners, and schedule appointments to again, sell products and services for Cintas, for Aflac, and other insurance companies that I work for. So I did this for Cintas for 8 years. I had no equity in that company. When I left that company in 2018, they didn't say, "Hey, Dynast, here you go, buddy. Thank you so much for everything you've done. And, you're going to, all the businesses that you sold, we're going to send you a check every week or every month or every quarter. The businesses you sold, whatever revenue we get, we're going to give you a piece of that revenue every week or every quarter." No, I didn't get that. I didn't get any of that. When I left in 2018, I left. And everything, all the businesses, that a lot of them are still on the books. The company kept that, but I didn't see any of that when I left. So what I'm trying to say, if I'm going to go this hard, if I went this hard for a company that I don't own, that I don't have any equity in, that's not named after me, why do you think I'm not going to go this hard for Dynast Amir? So yes, all right, I want everybody to buy the documentary. Yes, I want everybody to go and buy a book. Go to Amazon, buy a children's book. I know you guys have kids. I know you guys read to your children. So go buy a children's book on Amazon. Yes, if you travel to Africa, I would love for you to travel to Africa with me. Go to donfo.africa. So yes, I'm going to go hard for my name, my last name. And I'm going to go harder for my last name than I did for Centos. So yes, I am doing the Umar saying hit the Cash App. But at least I'm saying hit the Cash App and I have a product or service for you in exchange. Again, at least I'm saying hit the Cash App, but I have a product and service for you in exchange for your money. I'm not just saying give me the money. I'm saying, hey, I know you guys like to be entertained. I know you guys spend money on entertainment. Go buy the documentary. I know you guys read and have a collection of books and baby libraries at the house. I'm saying you could put Dynast's book in your library. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. And that explains my point. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Bootsy made $1 million the first day he released his movie. $1 million. So I'm not asking for much. And I don't do that woe is me, you know, and black folks should just struggle. And what's the other one? What's the other? Being conscious means being broke. Nah, I don't live like that. I want to strive and not just survive, but strive. So again, if you read to your children, go buy a book. If you enjoy entertainment, buy my documentary. That's all I'm saying. So yes, I am saying hit the Cash App. All right, tours coming up. All right, Sierra Leone, November 20th through December 3rd. November 20th through December 3rd. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Visit donfo.africa. Again, donfo.africa to learn more. And again, citizenship is available. Here we go. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. And again, if you guys buy a book, if you buy a children's book, if you're in the Atlanta area, hit me up. If you're within the perimeter, hit me up. I'll come meet you and I'll sign it for you if you're in Atlanta. So there we go. Let's jump into the topic. Listen, so this is what I want to do. We're gonna do I have compiled, and we'll open up the lines here in about 20 minutes, but I have compiled. Remember back in the day how they had like the Motown, like the Al Green and Marvin Gaye. Now they got the NWA, Diana Ross, the Temptations. Who else? I'm trying to figure out who else. What other groups? The Supremes, Greatest Hits. I have compiled. It's still compiling. I have compiled the greatest hits of the Democratic Party disrespecting black folks on camera, unapologetically disrespecting black folks on camera. I have compiled a small list of the greatest hits. All right. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Listen, the Earth, Wind, and Fire greatest hits album is fire. So today we're going to start off with Kamala Harris. All right. Today we're going to run the clips. All right. Of the greatest hits. And today we're going to start off with Kamala Harris. Here we go, y'all. Now, this is, does Kamala Harris support reparations? All right, here we go. Here goes Kamala's answer. And we're going to get into her mannerisms too. Like, she got pissed off. How dare you ask me about reparations or doing something just for black folks? Again, she was like, how dare you ask me to do something specifically for black folks? Please do a video on your time in sales advice. Listen, I have a book on that as well. All right, I got a book on that too. It's on Amazon. Search Dynasty Mirror, but I'll put something together. No problem. So here we go, y'all. Track number 1, Kamala Harris.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about it.
Guys, you see how intense she got? Like how upset she got? Like, you see how she started bucking her eyes and leaning into the seat and leaning into the camera? It's like, listen, like you gotta understand how offended they get whenever you bring up, and upset they get whenever you bring up doing something specifically for the Black community. Now watch this. Like, she got an attitude. She got pissed off. Watch this. Watch this part.
About that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
You see how she rolled her neck and snapped and leaned back into the camera? You see, I ain't going to do something specifically just for Black people. You see how she rolled her neck? I'm saying, did you see she didn't answer the question? And then you see how she rolled her neck? Start bounce. She did that goddamn hood bounce. She did that ratchet bounce. She did that Pukisha bounce. When asked specifically, what are you gonna do for the Black people? She, look at her face. Look at her. She looks disgusted. I mean, okay, you guys want me to show you again? Hold on, let me show you again.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
You see how she rolled her eyes and neck? I mean, look, just guys, just look at this. Look at this. I want you guys to look at this. You see how she rolled her eyes and necks? You think she does this in the Hispanic community? You think she does this in the Asian community? I mean, did you see how she rolled her eyes and neck when just asked a simple question? How do you feel about reparations for Black people? She got an attitude. Like, how dare you? How dare you ask me to do something specifically for the Black community? How dare you? Hold on, let's play it again.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No. Because what?
Then listen, did she hit you with the no? Hold on. Did she hit you with the no? No.
I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people? No. Because whatever.
She hit y'all with the no. A long, and listen, and she got the long figure. Hold on, let me continue.
Benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country. Right?
She said no. All right, here we go. Here goes part two. Hold on. Here goes part two. Hold on. I'm not part two, but this is track. We're on track number 2. We're going to have about 5 tracks today, okay? Then I'm going to open up the lines. This is track number 2. Hold on. And this is like one of my favorite ones.
It is the phrase that everybody's talking about today. You ain't. It is the phrase that everybody's talking about today. You ain't black. Those were the words coming from Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden during a radio show interview.
Well, he was talking about anyone who doesn't know whether to vote for him or President Trump in November. Biden's words sparked a growing debate. PBS 46's Brittany Miller explains that Biden has since apologized.
Yes, he has apologized, saying that he shouldn't have been such a wise guy or so cavalier. But Biden's apology really hasn't put out the flames of this national controversy.
3 words have ignited a political and racial firestorm.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
You ain't.
Now, you can't make this up. You can't make, listen, you ain't black. And listen, let me tell you, hold on, let me blow the screen up real quick. Let me enlarge the screen. So I watched the whole interview. Joe Biden was, asleep. Yeah, Charlemagne, yeah. And he asked he asked the question, Charlemagne. Joe Biden woke up, leaned into the camera. It was like, you ain't vote for me, you ain't black. And pointed his envelope. Democrats really talk to black folks like hoes. You're right. I'm talking about he was asleep the whole time. He was asleep. Sleepy Joe Biden. He was asleep. He didn't know where. I don't think he even knew where he was at. Am I on Breakfast Club? He had no clue where he's at. Then, guys, whenever you ask them specifically about black issues, they get triggered. Like they get triggered. So he woke up. Like, hold on, watch. He woke up, leaned into the camera. Like, you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And then went right back to sleep. Look, hold on. Watch it again.
Three words have ignited a political and racial firestorm.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
You ain't black.
I mean, you can't make this up. Like, I would listen. You cannot make this up. Lean into his camera. Hold on. I got an envelope here. Hold on. Where's I got an envelope. Here we go. I got an envelope right here. Hold on. I got an envelope right here. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I got an envelope somewhere. Here we go. Lean into the camera. Hold on. Let me look. Lean into the camera. Hold on. Lean into the camera. You ain't black. Talking to y'all crazy. Listen, we're going to get to that one too. We're going to get to that one too. Lean into the camera. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Can't make it up at all. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Talking crazy to you guys. He be talking crazy to you guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me we're gonna move on from that one. We're gonna move on from that one. I got another one. Hold on 1 second. I got another one. Got another one for you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, this one is, I found one. All right, do me a favor. Here we go, right here. Here we go, right here, guys.
So why can't the liberal media?
Here we go, right here.
For once, just give the Joe Biden administration a break. They're so tough on him. Here in studio, comedian and host of Fox Across America on Fox Radio, it is Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good to be here.
Great to be here.
We do have a jam band. I actually look like I'm the lead singer of a boy band called In Rehab. Maybe not sync. Maybe not quite sync. just love so much. But we both just the same as she said, like, how dare my purse?
And he pressed Elizabeth Warren on why she was a Republican. So he gets
Not a fair question that we're asking.
The vice president did snap back at
I can't tell sometimes.
suggested Joe Manchin is really the one pulling the strings.
Who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlemagne.
Come
on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
Tammy, we're going to
Bro, you see her raise? You see she gave Charlemagne that thing. Look at that. She gave Charlemagne boy. But she only gets ratchet like this towards black people. She only gets ratchet like this towards black people. That is probably why Simone Sanders left. Guys, could you imagine working for Kamala Harris? Listen, could you imagine working for Kamala Harris? Goodness, that'd be a terrible job.
pulling the strings.
Who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlemagne. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
Tammy, we're going to kick things off with you because Charlemagne the God said that
Boy, listen. Listen, listen. She turns hood when dealing with you guys. Yeah, there we go. The same finger. Listen. She gave that same finger when Joe Biden said, no, but Joe had an envelope in his hand. Hold on. Joe had an envelope in his hand. Joe had an envelope in his hand. Listen. Joe had an envelope in his hand. Listen, I'm just saying. She said she got that from her HBCU days. Just the disrespect, man. Goodness. Hold on, I gotta find. There's one more. There's one more. There's one more. And shout out to Phil from the Africa Diaspora Network. Hold on, we'll play this real quick. This is from Phil.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, We're going to review this, video that was posted. To social media, shout out to the brother that posted this video, Nas Escobar 316. You have an election coming up in Georgia, and we know we have Raphael Warnock and we have Herschel Walker. I'm going to tell you what. Let's review this, and then I'll give you my take on what I would do if I was a voter in Georgia in the Black community. But let's go ahead on and cue this up.
My question is, it seems that we're always dealing with the symptoms of the problems instead of the bigger issues. And it seems that's one of the issues that could kind of fix all the issues is talking about reparations. And we don't talk about reparations enough in this country. And the last that I checked, the House had gotten the HB 40 past committee. And as far as I can tell, that's where it stopped. And I know you're in the Senate, so I'm not sure what you can do about that. But I did just wonder what you could do to further that cause in America right now.
All right. So you heard what he said. He's asked him about reparations. The question is about reparations. The question is about anything else but reparations. Okay. We just wanted to establish he asked him about reparations because we need to get down to the nitty gritty. The problem with Black folks in America is an economic problem. And the reason why we have an economic problem is because of the historical sabotage of Black Americans. Because let's say, okay, throw away slavery, after slavery, Reconstruction. Every time that Black people have built whole towns, not a neighborhood, whole towns, Black people have built business districts, etc. Here come the white supremacists destroying and sabotaging everything that we've built. Even our churches, they bombed and burned down and all different things they've done to us. Every time you had a Black man who would get up in America, he would be looked at as uppity and he'd be the main one targeted to get attacked or, taken out of here. Okay. That has been our story in America when it comes to economics, sabotage. That's been the story. So it's going to take economics to get Black people in the right position. Nothing else is going to do it. So let's hear with Raphael Warnock. This is the guy that wants the Black vote. This guy right here. I want you to pay attention to what he says.
So there is a bill to study the issue of reparations. Here's what I'm for. Equity.
What? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? He said reparations. The man didn't ask you about equity. He didn't ask you about that. He asked you about reparations. Oh, but it gets better. Let's keep going.
An opportunity. And I wake up every day fighting for that. And I do it in such a way that I think benefits all of us. But when you look at the issue of healthcare, for example, if we
equity in healthcare. Okay, last time I checked, the man asked about reparations. That's what I heard. That's what you heard, right? Reparations. He didn't say nothing about equity. He didn't say anything about healthcare. Let's continue.
We can get Medicaid expanded.
Medicare for all.
It would help all of us if we could get Medicaid expanded, if we could get it fixed. But it would have a disproportionate impact on communities of color.
Oh, God. Y'all, if anything else, we're going to drill into your heads. When you hear those terms, communities of color, people of color, everybody, all people, they're not talking about Black America. This man was asked a direct question from a Black American about reparations that's owed to his descendants and that he needs to benefit from due to the economic terrorism and physical terrorism that has been done to Black Americans in this country. And this bootlicking, preacher here is going to sit up here and talk about equity and healthcare and everybody and communities of color. How are we supposed to be voting for that? How? Why would you go and vote for that? And to the people in the back of the room, well, what he supposed to vote? What we supposed to vote for? Phil, Herschel Walker? You know what? I'll take Herschel Walker over this guy because you know what? At least Herschel Walker is pretty upfront what he is. He said many times he's not that smart. At least he's being honest, right? This guy is more deceptive. This guy would make sure to assist the white supremacists in burying us for a freaking check. And he know he's doing it. At least Herschel Walker, you gotta halfway deceive him. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that wants the black vote. This guy. He could not even talk about reparations for not even 2 seconds. He went right to y'all have to understand, the Democrats have a playbook. Let's go back to the 2016 election. When WikiLeaks had put out the emails from the DNC and they said, when you're approached by black activists, listen to them, say you hear them, but do not promise them anything.
All right, that's enough. So listen, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. I'll put the link in the chat room if you want to call in. You can add to the conversation. But yeah, that says it. That says it all. Because you notice the script is always the same. Whenever we bring up black issues or asking the left for to address issues specifically or do something specifically for the black community, they always got the same response. Minorities, people of color, equity, do something for everybody, So yeah, but guys, listen, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in. But listen, let me try to find this video too. Hold on one second. But guys, hit the like button again, please. Hit the like button. There we go. Black line. Go ahead, Black.
Oh, hey, Dr. Murray. Thank you for letting me on the show. I wanted to talk to you yesterday about the issue, but I was busy. But yeah, I saw like the issues going on with the African Americans, especially in Georgia, with you guys, especially the men specifically about the voting issue. And I'll be frank with you, that video, I think when they're talking to that sister, I think on MSNBC, that pissed me the hell off. Because it's a form of it kind of shows you how black men are very disrespected. I'm glad.
Oh, you know what? I got to add that video to the greatest hits list. Hold on, but keep going. Let me pull it up.
No, play it first, and we'll continue. In my opinion, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I'm saying keep going, and I'll keep going while I pull up the video. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yes. When I saw that video, I'm glad the black man spoke out. Said, no, we're neglected, we're rejected, we're not even respected. You have besides reparations, you have nothing systemic for black men, particularly in Georgia. You have nothing for us. There's nothing for us systemically compared to unless you're a woman, you're LGBT, or an immigrant. You got nothing for us for black men specifically, systemically compared to those other people. And I'm glad they said something. But I hate how she used, of all people, she used Tariq Nasheed and Kevin Sounds. It's like, did those black men piss you guys off so much that you have to mention their names? And all they did was just tell the man to be a man? It's like, and especially as a black man, said, who the hell are you to tell black men what the fuck to do with their vote? Who the hell are you? You have no right to tell black men what they want to do. Who should they vote for? And we
I was gonna say, let me play the video real quick.
Go ahead.
I forgot to add this to the greatest hits.
Yes, go ahead.
a program so when elections come, now you properly prep.
Yeah. And invest in Black media, brother. We know that.
Black-owned media, not
media.
Black-targeted.
Black-owned media.
Absolutely.
Cliff, listen, I think Roland made a really legitimate point here. I will say, you know, a lot of Black men sometimes feel like they're ignored or they're put down, particularly sometimes even by Black women in the media. So this is not that. But I do hear Roland's point that felt ignored. But you feel ignored, and then you go over to the other side. The oppressed feel oppressed. So then you go and try to align with the oppressor. So I'm not putting Black men down, but sometimes it's like, well, some of you Kevin Samuels following Tariq Nasheed quoting people, please look at the truth and see what's happening and get in line with some of the Black women. Is majority, like he said, vote Democrat.
Kevin Samuels has been dead for over 3 months now. Like they cannot get over Kevin Samuels. The guy has been dead for over 3 months now. And he said, you feel like you're being oppressed, but you go to the side of the oppressor. Ain't nobody being oppressed on this side. We good. But Kevin Samuel lives rent-free in sisters like Tiffany Cross's head. And the man has been dead for 3 months now. For 3 months. 3+ months he's been dead. Go ahead, Black Lion.
Yes, exactly.
Black Lion, let me ask you this: Why are people like her so polarized by Kevin Samuels? Why are people so polarized by Kevin Samuels?
It's very simple. Once you just look at the history, the reason why she said, because he like one thing Umar said in the first Breakfast Club, or made his videos, like he said, society, especially Black America, to a certain extent, is not used to unapologetic Black men. We're not used to it. So Black men being decent, well-spoken, and we're not shown as niggas is such a we're decent Black men in America, especially in our own community sometimes because of our culture, we're foreigners. We're literally foreigners. And the sad part is, before he passed, he told Black men to get your shit together and just be a good Black man. That's it. Be better, do better, and get your masculinity back. The reason she mentioned her name and Tariq Nasheed's is because she knew she saw the influence, how she saw the influence of what they're doing to the men. Because you didn't have to involve their names at all. Of all names you could have said, you mentioned their names in particular. That tells me they were a threat to you in some shape or form. They were a threat. And all they did was tell us is be a man and be smart and be diligent. That's it. But that's what pissed me off. That's what pissed a lot of men. I was like, who the hell are tell you who the hell are you to tell us who should we vote for? We're not easy manipulated. No offense to the sisters, but we're not easy manipulated and just manipulated as they are and emotional. We want to vote Democrat, we'll vote Democrat. We want to vote Republican, we'll vote for that. We want to be independent, we'll do that. It's not your damn business. We're going to vote for what's best in our interest. We're logical and we're critical thinking people. That's what men are. She's mad, and I think she's tacking on this because white people gave her positions of power to think that think more power than the average African American male, thinking she has a right to say something as if she was the leader. And the sad part is, if she doesn't, and one thing we all know, if she doesn't have that influence if she can't influence Black men to follow her rules, white people are gonna fire her Black ass because they won't see anything useful from her. We all know.
Listen. I was just saying the same thing. You know, Melissa Harris Perry, she's gone AWOL. Angela Rye, you know, she's pretty much gone AWOL. In fact, I saw Angela Rye on ESPN. I'm like, what the hell is Angela Rye doing on ESPN? You know, listen, let me tell you what's going to happen. Her and Joy Reid. If the Democrats don't pull this through come November, they are on the chopping block. Don Lemon got demoted.
Exactly. And it was just funny. Paul Mooney, the great African American comedian, he literally died saying there is no point in being a house Negro or a coon. He said there's no point because sooner or later every Negro is gonna get their nigga wake up call, no matter how dedicated you are as a as part of the white supremacist system. You're gonna get your nigga wake-up call whether you like it or not. And we all see this through Don Lennon, Cornel West, Steve Harvey, you name it. They're all gonna get it. And once you talk about Kamala Harris, the sad part
you brought up Cornel West. Why'd you bring up Cornel West?
Because Cornel West was because when Cornel West, he's a great African American scholar when he was at Harvard. Okay, logically speaking. However, when he was denied tenure after dedicating majority of his life to teaching African American history from W.B. Du Bois in Harvard, and he not get the tenure that he logically deserved, but give it to a white teacher who was at Harvard less than the time amount that he was upset. And that woke a lot of black scholars up because a lot of black people said, you got your nigga wake-up call. You deserve tenure logically. But white Harvard, for his historical known for its racism, yeah. I'm sorry, but that's just the reality. That's the origin of Harvard as a racist institution. So that woke a lot of black scholars up saying, you're not going to get accepted. You're not going to get you're not going to get the privileges that average white people get. That woke a lot of black scholars up saying, yeah. And a lot of black people say, why don't you go to HBCU and teach African American history? Why go to Harvard? That's a lot of black people didn't feel sorry for it to a certain point because you wasted half your life and your knowledge, and you at least get tenure. And logically you deserved it, but he didn't get it.
Well, let me ask you, Black Lion, what exactly is tenure? I know it's kind of off topic.
Oh, technically, tenure is pretty much if you're a scholar of any form. Tenure is pretty much a powerful form of immunity. You can't get fired. You can't be suspended. It's a form of immunity. You can't get any of that unless you do something serious and drastically dangerous for you to lose your position. You could be if you're like a great scholar, if you're one of the best scholars, even if you're a crappy teacher, you cannot be fired. It's a powerful form of immunity that can sustain you for long periods of time. It's like being immortal technically in an academic world. It's a powerful position. It also gives you better notoriety. It's a high form of respect, especially in the white world. But Cornel West did not get that. He deserved it. But a white teacher got it, and he taught at Harvard less. The scholar who got it, he taught the Harvard less than the amount of time that he did. So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Is Cornell? But Cornell's still at Harvard, is he or no?
No, he quit after that big blue haha. A lot of us still feel bad for him in a way because logically, like I said, he deserved it as a scholar. But as an African American man, you should have saw this coming. So Harvard doesn't care about your black ass. They paid you for your services, but they're not giving you that serious form of. They're not giving a black African American scholar a permanent position, especially at Harvard. Are you kidding me? And everybody was like, "Why'd you go to HBCU? You could have been very valuable as a teacher." But he stayed with white people for most of his lifespan, and now he's paying the price. So that's one thing that, like Paul Mooney said, you're gonna get your nigga wake-up call. It's gonna happen to them the minute these useless Negroes, especially the men, when we get our power back position as men, it's gonna be over to a certain point. Because I'm glad black men are finally saying, fuck this. I'm tired of being disrespected. I'm tired of us being looked at as nobody. I'm tired of us not getting systemic things like other people of other genders. No. No, we're gonna do our own thing. We vote who the fuck we want to vote for. And I'm telling you right now, especially as a African American male from California, I'm telling you, you guys, don't you dare vote Democrat. Don't you do it. I swear to the gods, don't do it. Because we're paying the price in California. The immigration is high. The LGBT influence is high. The independent woman is high. It is crap out here. Black people are leaving California in droves, especially in white people to an extent, because they saw the influence of voting Democrat. I'm telling you, don't do it.
No, but Black Lives, this is the problem. But this is the issue. All right, so they saw what was going. They saw the issues with voting Democrat in California.
Yes,
but all they're gonna do is leave, and they still vote Democrat wherever they go.
But you see, that's what leading to these political civil wars. I said it 2 years ago. I told my mom, and when Biden was in office, like January 6th was a big wake-up call, even especially to the white community, because the reason why it was so viral, because you saw the Americans, quote unquote, especially the white ones, they saw rebellion. They saw there was a riot, but it was also a form of revolution, and they're willing to do that after Biden got into office. Imagine what they'll do to the next election. I said the next election will be a damn near bloodbath. Because that's what Biden's been doing for the last couple of years. But Kamala Harris, these guys are the worst presidents in history, in my opinion. They beat Obama. They made Obama look like a goddamn god compared to him. Not saying he was great, but he was awful. But Biden was his successor at failing. It's bad. Nobody's getting no benefits out of this. Everybody's, I'm telling you, I'm around white people where white people are literally talking in grocery stores and schools with grown-ass white people say they're fed up. They're about leaving California. They're going to be a Republican or be independent. Some white people are leaving America altogether. So people are fed the fuck up. And that's what the media is not talking about.
Hey, Black Lion, do you think California could ever turn red again?
Here's what's funny. It is red. But the way they systematically sabotaged it was fascinating. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. It was red. I'll give you an example. In 2016, I can never forget this. 2016, the Supreme Court told they're fine. A lot of people are fine. A certain amount of people are fine for gay marriage and other states. The Supreme Court, people in the Supreme Court at that time, when Obama was in office, the Supreme Court says, okay, a lot of people don't want gay marriage legalized. A lot of them don't want it illegalized. Okay, so they said the majority of we'll do a vote in every state. If the majority of votes, regardless of state, says we don't want gay marriage, we won't do it. And the majority of states say we want gay marriage, we'll make it legal. California, they destroyed the voting and said, no, we don't want gay marriage here in California. It was heavily Republican. A lot of people, even if we were Democrats, say, no, we don't want that. Literally, they destroyed the voting. They said, the majority said no. Then literally, I'm telling you, literally a week later, the Supreme Court turned over the votes for no and turned into yes in California. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was like, wait, we said no against gay marriage in California. Why is the Supreme Court to overturn our no into a yes? That alone showed me how you don't have not a lot of political power if the Supreme Court was involved. That's the problem. So California can turn red, but the problem is that, but a lot of people, especially white people, are starting to see the agendas of the people in positions of California, people in positions of power in California, of what they're doing to this country. A lot of people want California red. They want to be just like Texas, probably even more. But then but the people in positions of power have a whole new agenda for us in California. That's why a lot of people are leaving California in droves. It's horrible. You don't have a lot of power here. Like, we're literally paying the price in a way. Yes, because we support and what we voted here. But California alone, a lot of people say, I don't see a future for California.
Listen, I'm so happy I left for 2014. So happy. But let me read this. Let me read this chat real quick. Cornel West didn't get tenure primarily because of his support of Palestinians and because of his criticism of Obama and the Democratic Party.
Yeah. And the sad part is that was like, and like I said, tenure is a very high prestigious level of a scholar. It's pretty much saying you're a high level scholar, you deserve this form of respect and entitlement. He didn't get it. And that's why and that was all blue haha over TV. It was sad, but at the same time, like, dude, you're black. Harvard is known for racism. Karji Woodson hated what Harvard did, historically hated what Harvard did to him by hating his black and African heritage. It was historically racist. So a lot of people say, why are you surprised? That's what everybody said. Go to HBCU. Well, you'll be loved, admired, and you have better getting tenure at Howard University. But he won't be accepted by white people. That's like Paul Mooney died telling us the truth. A lot of African scholars died telling us the truth. It's like you can't change them. But like I said, black people, especially the men in Georgia, don't vote Democrat. I swear to God, I better vote for I'm not religious, I'm not Christian, but I better vote for the goddamn devil from hell himself. Because at least I was knowing I'm getting something out.
All right, let's pass it to Little Rock. Go ahead, Little Rock.
Nah, man, I can't do that, bro. I can't vote for the devil now. Shit. Well, what's going on, Don? What's happening, man?
Everything's good, bro.
Yeah. Now, just the fact that Cornell with Cornell, you can't be a black professor talking black at a black college because it's state run, it's state funded. So he can't go down. That's why you don't see these high power scholars that's at Cornell and they go there because the white liberals let them, talk that black talk. They go to a black college and talk that black talk, bro. They gone because the state run. Most of the colleges are in the South. Them crackers ain't gonna approve of that shit. But on top on what we're talking about the political parties, where we fail at, even those who support the Republican Party is that we don't have any PACs. We don't have any groups that to push these politicians, even on the Republican side. We don't have anybody to push an agenda. You know, we don't have a group that say, well, okay, this politician is not doing what I want him to do. I'm gonna pull this, pull this card because I gave this motherfucker $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So they're more likely they're gonna listen to you. And by us being primarily, like I said before on the show, if there's 90% black people in the Democratic Party, black people need to take over the Democratic Party. It don't make any sense for them to vote 90% and not run the damn party, you know, to get what we want out of it. But we just vote.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why black folks are taking over. In fact, I'm gonna let James Clyburn tell you why black folks are taking over the Democratic Party. But guys, hit the like button again, please. If you're in the chat room, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you have not hit the like button again, please hit the like button if you're in the chat room. All right, go ahead, Little Rock. I'll play this video. Pull up this video. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, just getting politicians to do something just by talking or just by voting, they ain't gonna get nothing done, you know, on either party, you know, because I'm an independent. I voted Republican before I ended up a majority voted Democrat, because most of the people I voted, you know, was in my district with Democrats. But I just can't, in this day and time, I see where both parties are going. I just can't subscribe to any one of them. You know, it's just it's embarrassing for us to keep on saying the same shit we've been saying for 60 years and not even be that politically astute to be able to run these parties, man. We should be running certain candidates. We should be running our senators, our local officials. Whenever they even think about saying diversity, and what I even mentioned, just black issues only, then he should his coat. Why would not, whatever his name is, can't do what he doing, what he's allowed to do, and we allow him to do that shit and say that type of shit.
Oh, let me play this video real quick, Little Rock. Hold on 1 second. Let me play this video. Guys, this right here is why black people do not control the Democratic Party. I'm about to play this video.
Joining us right now. Most Democrats think you're a kingmaker.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
And are you pretty confident now this is wrapped up for Joe Biden?
I'm sorry,
Sorry, are you pretty confident now this is wrapped up for Joe Biden?
Oh, yes, I am. I think that Joe Biden has run a great campaign. I think the numbers are coming in very clearly in his favor. I do believe that when things are said and done over the next 24 hours, he will be declared the winner. Another 100 years of apartheid. It was not until the 1954 Supreme Court decision this country really came face to face with the things we needed to do to get beyond the racial divide in this country. And we've been doing a very good job of that for a long time. But then all of a sudden now, we got a president who decided that he wanted to take us back to that period in time that a lot of us would like to get behind us. And I just think and thought at that time and think to this day that Joe Biden has the right background, the right experience to help us continue this pursuit of a more perfect union.
How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back?
I'm sorry?
How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back?
Pay me back? No. I don't want anything out of this. All I want is a country.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that's why black folks don't listen. How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back? Oh, well, no.
See, that's the problem.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is a perfect example of Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
But you gotta look at look.
Let me play it again. I gotta play it one more time. Oh, well, no. Hold on, let me play it one more time. Hold on.
How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back?
Pay me back. No. I don't want anything out of this. All I want is to.
Yeah, that's
He
bad.
got pissed off. Pay me back. I want none. Pay me back. I want none.
But look at that dollars. He remember a time when he couldn't do shit too much. You know what I'm saying? So his point of reference is different from ours because I was born in 1970. You know what I'm saying? And I think pretty much y'all probably born in the 80s and shit. You know, probably early 90s. Yeah. So we didn't see that shit. But I'm gonna tell you, here in Texas, shit, I experienced enough crackadism down this motherfucker since I was 5, bro. So I've been, you know, I went through it with these racist motherfuckers down here. So, but not like he did. And what he's seeing is that, well, I got what I wanted out of it. You know, I got him elected. You know, and they never and look at it like this, Diamond. Come November, there's going to be an African conference with Biden administration, right? Now, one of these black motherfuckers on the Congressional Black Caucus have put out an invite, talk to anybody in the black business world to do any kind of Pan-Africanism anywhere. That's a problem. But we have to bring that shit to their attention. Because this money getting ready to be spent. United States is going to send $200 billion to Africa to build up infrastructure for agriculture and roads and whatnot. And we're Americans. We need to get a piece of that money. You know, and somebody need to get in there and talk to somebody. And only people that's in position to do that are politicians. Our politicians. Herschel Walker ain't going to do it. Warnock ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it unless we push them to do it. And I mean, my bottom line is that we have to push these politicians, man. By putting money in their campaign, you go against me, your ass is out. You know, and that's the bottom line, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh God, sorry.
Well, go ahead, Black Line. I'll pass it to Brandon. Go ahead, Black Line.
No, just real quick. There's one thing that Dr. Umar Johnson said, like in the second Breakfast Club video. The new game is not physical anymore. It's the new oppression is psychological and mental. And the sad part is the sad part is Malcolm X and the other people, literally, you go on any YouTube video about Malcolm X or the Democrat Republican parties, like he said they're just as sneaky and just as deceptive. The problem with black people is we keep repeating the same history, and then we won't be oppressed, well, so-called oppressed. We vote these people in. Like real quick, when African Americans in 2019, in Dr. Umar Johnson on board, a lot of black men particularly were researching Kamala Harris and Biden. They said, oh, hell no. Kamala Harris literally sent a lot of black men to jail in California. She protected pedophiles in the Catholic Church, even though it was signed by 32 people who found evidence to support their claim. And Biden gave a pardon to a white guy who was part of Ku Klux Klan, a certain politician. Majority of the black men, they said, hells no, these two cannot be in office. These guys are dangerous. They sound worse than Obama. 3 times as bad. But then I know
y'all gonna stop talking about my President Obama, man. Y'all gonna stop that shit, man.
Nah, sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry, dude. The facts are there.
Hey, that dude. Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. He may not have helped a whole lot of people. God damn it, he helped me in need. He helped me like a motherfucker. God damn, I got to purchase more houses under his administration than anything.
But a lot was unemployed and a lot was shocked because of that. But anyway, the thing is, we had evidence. A lot of black people, especially the men, I was impressed. A lot of us were doing the research. It's like we said no, especially when Biden was part of that crime bill. Clinton got involved in the 90s. A lot of us said hells no. We gotta make sure they not get in power. We can't afford this. But then next thing you know, you start seeing Joy Reid and a lot of the sisters from MSNBC influencing the sisters, literally saying, you got to vote for them or we're gonna get Trump again. We're gonna get the oppressor's gonna come back. We got to do everything they can to make sure Biden gets in office. We gotta get Grandpa Biden. He worked with Obama. He's loving. He's caring. He supports this. And it's like, oh, so now you guys start going viral about supporting Biden and attacking, going after the women because they're more emotional compared to us. And that we're doing the research on these two, particularly who are horrible for our community. Now now you're using media propaganda to attack anybody who doesn't go Democrat. And look what happened now. You saw people telling videos of people who are Democrats, especially the women, like saying who attack people who weren't voting for them. And look at the cost now. You got Obama's successor tenfold, and then we're suffering even more. This is the problem. Like the whole new game for this in this era is mental. Like I said, we know the truth, but we're too ignorant and we're too dysfunctional and brainwashed to see how the pseudo dichotomy, how Democrats are angels and Republicans are devils, it's bullshit. And it's
both of them are devils.
Yeah, but at the same time, at least I'll say this: I'm independent, but at least Republicans will be in your face. At least they'll push you to a direction where, okay, you're not gonna help me out. You're gonna be honest with it. Okay, I'm gonna go this route. At least you can see the enemy, like Malcolm X said. This one, they'll lie to your face, and it'll take you 3 times harder if you're not careful to see who's really got your back and who really doesn't. That's all I have to say.
All right, guys, hit the like button again if you want to call. I don't know what happened to Brandon and James, but link is links in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on the link. Links in the chat room.
Let me ask a question. I'm gonna ask both of you and Dynas and Black Line. What do you want the Republican Party? What do you want the Republican Party to do?
I'll tell you right now, here in Atlanta, listen, I love the new DA. I love her. But you got Negroes who are upset just because she's tough on crime. Listen, this crime is getting out of hand. And if you look at these liberal cities, LA, the Bay Area, New York, they are letting these homegrown terrorists tear up our black communities, allowing them to. And I'm telling you, Stacey Abrams gets in office, is going to be the same thing here in Georgia. So I'm more about crime right now. I'm more about, and then also too for black people, you send a direct message to the Democratic Party that you're not going to just give away your vote anymore, and that you're willing to go to the other side. No, we're talking that's propaganda. That's the truth. That's not propaganda. That's the truth.
I just told you what's happening in California right now, and trust me, you're gonna pay the price. But like, let me say this real quick. Listen, like I said, I'm independent. I hate both sides. But I'll better choose Republican because a lot of black, I'm 28. A lot of African Americans in my youth, especially some older ones in our parents' age, they're going to Republican run states like Texas and everything else because they like the structure. If those structures promote family structures, they don't promote feminism. They don't promote immigration, which plays a huge economic role in destroying opportunity to get jobs. But also, they don't support LGBT. That's what a lot of people say. I'm leaving. It's too much. A lot of Democrat states are too dysfunctional. And wait about the crime. The crime is horrible here. It's horrible. It's bad. Like I hear the sirens out here, especially if you're like in LA County, it's damn near your new alarm clock. At least Republican run states saying Republican states legally say we're not taking this shit. They'll put they'll at least they're strict with crime. They're strict with immigration. They're strict.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, they were trying to turn Atlanta into a sanctuary city.
Exactly, and we pay the price.
But again, because since it's a Republican state, they were trying to shut it. They shut it down. But trust me, Stacey Abrams gets in office, it's going to be wide open, no law and order, anarchy.
Exactly.
Nah.
Man, the Georgia Senate not gonna lie this shit. It's if she wins, it's gonna be by a slight margin. It ain't gonna lie. Ain't a lot she gonna get done. Shit. But
exactly.
I don't think she's gonna win. Her like the momentum she had, like back during the her previous run, and then during this last election, like the momentum she had, that momentum is gone. She ain't gonna win. Because I mean, black folks, you see what's going on here in Atlanta and here in Georgia, especially with black folks. She lost that momentum because Kamala and Biden haven't delivered on shit.
And one thing we kind of forget. All right, say Trump did get us everything. Let's just say Trump did get us real quick before I let Brandon go on. Yeah, say Trump didn't offer us anything. Let's just say that, for example. The racism, a lot of people were coming out the racism when Trump was in office. That's true to a certain extent. But look at the results of black people were doing. Black people were talking about as if they were in the civil rights era. A lot of people, black people my age and up, we're talking about segregation, building our own businesses, building a black family structure. We were talking as if we were in the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King era, because you saw a lot of white people so happy and their racing coming out during Trump's run. I was happy to see black people say, okay, yeah, fuck this shit. We're going to build our own. We're going to segregate this, and yada, yada. You saw the fire of a civil rights mentality start coming back. Black people start being more unapologetic. We saw that. But then when Democrats came in, we're like, okay, we're calm now. We're not going to make massive mad. We're not going to do anything. It's like, what the hell happened? We're about to be serious, unapologetic people. It's like I said, we got to pick a devil. At least this devil will help us make us fight. At least.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Chris Abbott in Texas, he got so much of my respect because he said, "You want these damn immigrants you Democrats love so damn much? Here, take them. Practice what you preach." That's why. That's why I like that.
Let's pass it to Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so to put the term fire.
Hold on, I want to address that. See, and this is the problem. I want to put this. I want to look at this. Tianka put this in the chat room. Republicans are moving nationally to take you off the voter rolls. Listen, all this so-called, they're restricting you to vote. They're taking away your voter rights. Dude, go. It's not true. You can go right. Listen, when I voted last election, it was easy. All I had to do was go, show my ID. I walked right in and I voted and I left. Okay. Like all this, they're trying to restrict your right to vote and all this other stuff. It's not true. It's not true. Okay. I don't know anyone who was turned around and was not able to vote when they went to go vote.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're getting this stuff from.
Except for the dead people, except for the dead people and the busloads of illegal immigrants they tried to take to the voter polls to overwhelm them so they could go in and cast illegal votes. Dynast, Joe Biden got the most votes in history, for more than any president in history. And these fools is talking about the Republicans have restricted your right to vote. Now, we know Joe Biden, this many people did not vote for him, but how did a Democratic candidate get more votes than any presidential candidate in history? And these fools is trying to scare you, talking about they're trying to restrict your right to vote. It doesn't even make sense, right? But Dynast, what I was gonna say is, and you guys can hear me clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So to say the word civil rights and fire in the same sentence is basically an oxymoron, is disingenuous. There was no fire in the civil rights movement. You explain to me how laying on your back, letting somebody beat the shit out of you is an example of you having fire up in your belly to do anything. That's called subservience, and it doesn't take no fire to lay on the ground like a whooped dog and let somebody thrash you. The next thing is this. Black people were not and are not now moving into any semblance of self-awareness or self-reliance. What people don't understand is black people are moving into what's called fascism. We are literally before your eyes, your people are becoming fascist. And that word is thrown around a lot, and a lot of people don't know what it means. So if a lot of white folks don't even know what it means, I know a lot of black folks sure as hell don't know what that means. But what I'm saying when I say our people are moving into fascism is we are entering into the true definition of fascism, where a group of people enter a unwritten agreement with the government, and they agree to bash a certain group of people on behalf of the government, right? They agree to make alliances with themselves and the government in exchange for what they believe is going to be social security, meaning as long as we bash this group, like the Germans bash the Jews, as long as Black Americans bash Black immigrants coming into America, the government, in observance of our newfound sense of national identity, just like the Germans under Hitler. Now we got groups like FBA rising up. We're Americans. We're Americans. Our group is just the black immigrant. The Germans group was the Jews. And what they do is they think by doing this, the government in exchange offers them this idea of security, right? Which is what Hitler offered the Germans. Hey, you guys bash on the Jews, beat up on them, blame them for everything, and we'll make sure, and we as the government will ensure a renaissance in the German state, in the German ethno state. So what the Democrats have promised black people and these white Antifa type people is saying, look, the government will take care of you. We'll defend you. We'll provide everything you need. All we need for you to do is what? When it comes to black people, bash black immigrants. When it comes to white people, bash the Republicans, right?
Don't they sound like the Trump supporters too?
No, it doesn't, because no Trump.
It's the same thing. You saying the same thing. If fascism is growing on both sides.
I'm not done, bro, because you're not listening. What you're doing is you're hearing what you want to hear, because never did the Trump government say, we're going to take care of you socially. You're not going to have to work. We're going to make sure that everybody pays their fair share. We're going to have government sanctioned welfare programs and take from the rich and get on. Trump never said that. And if you know anything, if you pick up a book, you'll realize that a part of fascism preaches fascism is rooted in socialism. Hitler, Dynast, what was Hitler before he became a fascist?
He was a socialist.
What was Mussolini before he became a fascist?
He was a socialist.
Okay, socialism leads to fascism. Conservatism don't lead to fascism. So when you guys try to level that dumbass argument,
it's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
See, you don't have no facts or evidence, but you're just gonna say something ignorant. Listen to what I'm saying, bro.
I'll wait till you finish.
All I'm saying is this. Look, Hitler was a socialist and became a fascist. Mussolini was a socialist and became a fascist. The guy who created fascism was a socialist who was a philosopher who invented the idea of fascism, right? So what I'm telling you is this: socialism leads to fascism. You got a bunch of black people right now preaching socialism. We need democratic socialism. Is it any coincidence that now they're hating on black immigrants? Is it any coincidence that now they want to be more American than even African? Their newfound sense of national identity? Is it any coincidence that now they're talking about we need welfare programs and subsidies and to go after the rich and all that stuff? You don't know what you're talking about. Conservatives don't become fascists. Socialists.
Conservatives became socialists and became conservative after they left social. The switch between the Democrat, I'm giving you an example. The switch between people who voted and was on the Democratic side in the South, they was heavily socialist. They turned after the civil rights movement and became conservative. And now with Trump, they're doing the same. They're doing the same thing that you said.
Wait, who turned and became conservative?
The Southerners here in Texas.
You're a liar, and it's a myth, and I got evidence to back that up.
How the hell you gonna tell me that's a lie, bro? I'm down here. I'm in Texas. I know who was for Democrats down here.
Dynast, you can.
It was mostly white people. It was mostly white people,
bro.
In Texas.
Listen, bro.
Before the civil rights movement,
bro. You're not gonna.
Black people wasn't dying. My grandparents were Republicans. My grandparents were Republicans. My mother switched her allegiance to the Republican Party to the Democrat Party in the 60s.
Dynast.
I know what I'm talking about, bro.
Didn't you just say the white racists switched?
Is that what you said, Little Rock?
No, I said that they switched parties.
And you don't know what you're talking about.
They switched ideologies and switched parties.
For the
sake of hell you mean I don't know what I'm talking about?
Let Brandon finish. Brandon, hurry up. Go ahead.
For the sake of truth, not these lies that old Negroes tell. Black people.
Fuck you, nigga.
Okay, that's fine. Look at Black Dynast. This is the truth, and you can look this up. Black people switched to voting Democrat under Franklin Delano Roosevelt coming out of the Great Depression because he introduced new social security programs that benefited Black people living in rural areas. That is when Black people in large numbers begin to vote Democrat, and that is for the first time Black people majority voted Democrat. So what the hell are you talking about the 1960s?
I'm talking about my family. I'm talking about my family. I'm talking about my family. My family and my neighbors.
It's all anecdotal.
And my neighbors, I grew up in my neighborhood. I'm telling you about experience. Fuck a book. I'm telling you about my experience.
But
my mother.
Little Rock. But I think Brandon is speaking on. Brandon, are you speaking on Black people as a whole, or just
I'm speaking on Black people as a whole, Dynast. We first majority voted Democrat under FDR because we needed free money because we were suffering during the Great Depression. That is the first time the Democrats got a Black majority vote. We did not switch under civil rights. We did not switch. We switched 30 or 40 years before 30 years before that.
Now here in Texas, I know my parents, my grandparents, they were all Republicans until the 50s and 60s. Until the civil rights movement.
Little Rob, I think Brandon's speaking Black people in general.
And that was a gradual progression through, because you look at when Roosevelt got out of office, you're talking about 10 years after he died. So we're pretty much saying the same thing in the same time period, Brandon, because when I'm looking at the dates, you're talking about in the 30s and 40s. Roosevelt died in 45. Civil rights movement started in 55. So right about that time, that's when my parents switched.
Dynast, can I say one last sentence and I'm done?
Go ahead.
Dynast, you got people in the chat like Tunija, the guy who don't know nothing about politics, saying Brandon's trying to equate socialism to fascism. Dynast, here's the fact. Socialists become fascist. That is what history has taught us. You never will find a conservative who becomes a fascist. And when somebody finds that for me, then I can have that argument. But what I know is socialists become fascists. The more socialist Black people begin to talk in America, the more I see Black people aligning with the ideals of fascism. You never have Black people running around the United States hating on Black immigrants, waving and wrapping themselves up in American flags and making silent deals with the government, saying, look, we'll be your little attack dog on anybody if you give us Social Security safety nets. And let me tell you this last thing, Dynast. And also, you never saw Black people screaming, vote blue no matter who. That is the number one characteristic of fascism. The leader can do no wrong. And Dynast, when you are trying to talk to Black people about Joe Biden, literally, they don't care what he do, rape a kid, anything. He can do no wrong. That is fascism. We are descending into fascism. And if we don't pay attention, we're going to find ourselves on the losing end of history.
That's right, with Trump. That's right, with Trump. That's what they're doing right now with Trump. You actually think that January 6th, if they could overturn that election, you actually think they wouldn't, that half of America wouldn't be behind them to put this motherfucker back in power, man?
You're trying to do fear mongering. You're not presenting any facts.
Fuck that. I saw what I saw on January the 6th, bro.
You didn't see nothing.
I saw what happened on January 6th. You ain't gonna tell me that, bro.
Hold on, Little Rock. When you saw January 6th, were you scared?
No, because I've been waiting for this shit for 20 years. Hell no, I wasn't scared. I thought this would have happened when Obama got in office.
Was he there in person? Well, then if they so racist, Dynast, why didn't they do that when Obama got in office? Since they such racist, right?
I did think that.
No, you thought it, but they didn't do it, which means you're totally off base.
They did. No, I'm not off base. I'm not off base. I'm not off base about your president, your ex-president being a dictator. They wanted to be a dictator.
Wait a minute.
He wanted to be a dictator. He's a fascist.
Wait a minute, bro. Dynast, if they so racist, like that's what we say, Dynast, they racist. Why didn't we see a January 6th when Obama got elected 2 times.
It don't matter when it happened. It happened, bro.
See,
It don't matter when it happened. It don't happen. It don't matter when it happened. It happened. I expected it to happen then. I
They
did.
don't want to be men and have the real conversation. If these people did what they did because they're racist, why didn't they do it when Obama got elected?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. For one, why you say racist? I said they tried to put him back in office. We didn't even get to the racism.
Bro, how can people having a riot put somebody back in office?
Yeah, little hold on, one mic. Little Rock, he has a point. So how could they have put him back in office from what they did in January 6th?
Hello?
Yeah. Little Rock. My question is how
I can't hear anything. Somebody try to hold on.
Now
somebody try to call me. Let me go to the back room and come back in because I can't hear anything.
We know he is truly a Negro. Negro try to fake a loss of hearing just to not have to answer a straight up question.
But that's a good question. People, you could call in. January 6th, what happened at the Capitol? How would that have ended in Trump getting back in office? You make a great point. Anybody want to answer?
Black people don't understand the way the government works, Dinus. We operate based on fear. You heard what he said? That's what I expected to happen. We operate solely based on fear and speculation. It don't got to be real. All we need is for a Negro to think it's real in his mind or that it could potentially happen. Listen, bro, a pig could start serving fast food. That could potentially happen. That don't mean it's ever going to happen, and that don't mean it has happened. But that's all we need, the possibility of something happening. And then black people will jump out on a limb and say some crazy stuff and literally go and believe in some crazy stuff.
Hold on, Brad. Hold on. Go ahead, Little Rock. Little Rock, did you hear our question, Little Rock?
No.
All right. So January 6th, how would that have? Okay, what happened January 6th at the Capitol? How would that have ended in putting Trump, like in what?
It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. I said that was allowed to happen.
But I keep hearing this January 6th, they're trying to put Trump back in office or something. Like, how can that happen from January 6th?
It wouldn't have happened.
But I keep
but in their minds, if you hear what they were saying out there on the yard, hold on, Brandon. You heard what they were saying on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, bro. You know, these speaking on these Trump supporters or these folks who are here that are white, they see their numbers are dwindling, right? So
is this the conspiracy theory that
that's not conspiracy theory? Because no, it's not. I talked. Listen, bro, I'm older than you. I dealt with these cats. Hold on, bro. I dealt with these cats. I talk to these cats every day that's in their 60s, in their 40s, and their 50s. Listen, they talk to me about this all the time, bro, because I'm candid with them. I don't sugarcoat anything with them. So they talk to me about what they want, what January 6th really was about, and it's going to be more. And that's what they tell them.
Hey, did anybody actually watch the January 6th hearing when they interviewed the guy who was a Secret Service agent and another dude who was handling the security for the Capitol during the January 6th, and the FBI was totally aware that there was a mob of people who planned on going down to the Capitol. Donald Trump offered to bring in the National Guard to protect the Capitol on January. I know reality is coming to the Negro. I know to the Negro it's all a joke. But listen what I'm saying. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. It's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Listen, on January, this is the facts.
Ooh, man, you funny. Let me get off here. Let me put my shit on me and let the kid talk.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes we know more than y'all. Listen, Donald Trump offered to have the National Guard go down to the Capitol on January 4th. He asked them, "Do you guys need the National Guard to come in down there? Because we got this info that there's going to be a group of people who going to try to come down to the Capitol on January 6th." They said no. Nancy Pelosi said no. We do not want the extra security, none of that. Why did they do that? Because they knew that they could take what was gonna happen and try to twist it into Trump didn't want to concede defeat. You got the little hoochie who was a aide in the White House lying, talking about Trump was trying to grab the steering wheel of the car. And when they asked her, like, you witnessed this? No, I just heard it from this Secret Service agent. Then they brought the Secret Service agent, and he was like, I never said anything like that. All that was a lie. People get mad. People descend on Washington when they get upset. You can't say because someone got mad at a result of election that was a guy trying to hold on to power. There's no way Trump could have did that, and Donald Trump knows he couldn't do that. He's not dumb. He didn't get to where he is because he's stupid. He didn't get to right. He didn't get to where he is because he's stupid and he lives based on hearsay like Negroes. He got there because he listens to other people and their advice. This is why the guy's going to go down in history as probably one of the best presidents in the history of this country, economically speaking, and really standing up to China and all that. You Negroes hate success. You niggas are scared of success. So when you see someone who could potentially be successful, you do anything in your power to tear them down. The only role that black people can play in this political climate is to scream that Donald Trump is racist to take attention off of the true racist, Joe Biden. If you listen to what Judge Joe Brown said the other day when he was on this podcast, he said straight up and down, Donald Trump was the primary financier of the Jesse Jackson presidential campaign both times. Donald Trump gave forgivable loans to black business. Give them loans, and when they come back to pay him back, he tear up the check and say, go run your business. You can't make Trump racist. The guy has a track record of working with black people. You Negroes are just agents of white supremacy in blackface. That's it.
Like I said before, fuck you, motherfucker. You're not gonna keep calling me an old nigga. Fuck you, nigga. You're not gonna keep doing that, kid.
What you trying to hurt?
No, you're not, because I listen to enough insults for millennials, man. Fuck you, nigga.
But okay, Little Rock. I think the way you're responding is probably the why you get a lot of.
No, I'm responding to him, not his answer. Him. Fuck him. You're not gonna disrespect me, bro. Look at him like a child. I'm up here talking to a fucking kid. Fuck you, nigga.
I do got the baby face. I do got the baby face.
You do. And asshole. I'm gonna tell you like this. Really assholes. Really, I found out a lot of assholes do vote for this motherfucker, and you are one of them.
Hey, listen, the thing about old people in the black community is a lot of y'all need y'all ass whooped. That's the problem.
No, I want you, women, hold the fuck up, nigga.
No,
hold the fuck up, women.
I promise you, I would never, listen, I promise you, I will never put my hands on you. I'm just saying a lot of y'all do need y'all ass whooped. Not by me, though. I just said.
What?
Did you hear me?
What?
I said I would never touch an elderly person, but I'm going to be real. Y'all are protected by y'all elderliness because a lot of y'all need y'all ass whooped. This is just the way it is.
Yeah. Fuck you,
nigga. Okay. Let's knock out something. Let's knock out something too.
Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. Fuck you and your motherfucking ass. You pre-diabetic motherfucker. Fuck you.
Hold on. I'm gonna beat you. Hold on. Bag 761 first. Go ahead.
How you doing, Dynast, Brandon, everybody?
Go ahead.
The situation we were talking about the Republicans and Democrats switching parties, actually, they're both correct. And what people forget is after the Civil War, the Republicans basically left the Democrats to run their states how they wanted because they wanted them to join the Union. Well, at the same time, what people don't realize is that they were starting to venture west. And when they went out west, the Republicans from the west were different from Republicans from the north. And the reason why is because when you think of the West, you think of the cowboys, you think of ruggedness, you think of individualism. Well, as time went on, as things developed, that's going to come into play very, very importantly. As time went on, the Democrats were not doing good on civil rights issues. And that's when, like you, Brandon said, they did start to switch because of social issues. But it wasn't until Strom Thurmond was a Dixiecrat that ran for governor, that he was a governor in South Carolina, ran for president and lost. Well, when Lyndon Johnson was working with Martin Luther King, the Republicans from the West started pitching the idea of turning the South red, and it's called the Southern Strategy. Well, Barry Goldwater was one of the leaders, and he said like this, basically, you have a problem with blacks. We have a problem with Indians and Mexicans. We believe in cheap labor. We believe in God country. We believe in protecting the white woman. We believe in liberty and individualism. This appealed to the Southern Dixiecrats. And after they signed the civil rights legislation, Martin Luther King and Lyndon Johnson, some of them did start to defect, but it took about 30 years. It wasn't until like the late 80s before the Republicans in the South became red. And if you
Hey, bro, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Strom Thurmond wind up leaving the Dixiecrats, the Democratic Party, going into the Republican Party, and retained his same rank. So there was a switch in ideology because the Republicans didn't feel like they needed the blacks anymore. So that was a kind of a problem with that black people made in leaving the Republican Party, because they've been catching hell ever since. That's all I had to add.
All right, let's pass to the Mr. Sandman. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that these politicians like Biden, Harris, and Trump are just figureheads. It's the workers behind the scenes who really run the government. Or in fact, I would say it's probably really the special interest groups that run the government. So we can take a look at the things that they say in public, but I think that it's just part of the hustle. They're just trying to get the black vote or get the black woman's vote, or Trump is there because he appeals to a lot of right-wing white people, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately it's the special interest groups behind these public figures and these politicians that are pushing the agenda. And being that we don't have time to see all of the day-to-day things that they're doing in government to find out where the needle is really pushing, we don't ultimately know exactly everything that's going on. Like, for instance, like the Republicans, they're mainly funded by the NRA and the oil companies, you know what I'm saying? And the Democrats, they're mainly funded by Silicon Valley in California. So a lot of their interests is their interest about in business is mainly what's pushing the agenda when it comes to policy in our government. You know what I'm saying? In our country in general. This is the United States is basically a corporation more so than it is a society. It's a country, but it's a corporation more than anything. And that's all I'm going to say.
All right, Simplies. Go ahead, Simplies. Go ahead, brother.
Man, first thing first, man. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Oh man, I after you sent me the email about the Shaka Zulu thing, man, I wanted to ask you, did after you rewatched it and what you showed me from that video what the other dude was talking about, now do you see how he got charged with murder?
Yeah, I can see it now, and I can see why the other guy didn't get charged who shot at him, because when Shaka pulled the trigger and shot, I think you have the right to fire back if somebody is shooting in I forgot how.
Right.
So,
you're right. It's that's when your life is in immediate danger. You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, you know what I'm saying, not to get on top of it or whatever, but not only that, Shaka Zulu actually walked down there by himself with the gun on him. So you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he went
Right.
up there and approached. He approached one dude was standing right there. He talked to one dude, and then there was 3 dudes over there sitting over there on the old school. Now you have a lot of women sitting up here talking about where the other dude punched the lady, which he did. He gave her a 2-piece, and he dropped that husky out here right when she was
but the lady hit him first.
Oh, that's my whole point. But that wasn't talked. That wasn't even brought up in the last conversation. See, with black people, we so emotional. All we saw was a black woman getting hit. You get what I'm saying? But but people didn't even watch the video, or they didn't slow down that part where she ran over there and jumped in it first. See, that's that weird thing that we got. This is where it all ties into what you're talking about now with black men. Black men are the biggest simps in the world. You get what I'm saying? Now we always talk about the white knights, but the black man is the simp. Now, if you talk about the guy that was just talking right now, he clearly, I think that was Mr. Sandman. He was saying that the United States is a corporation. I agree with him 100%. So if the United States is a corporation, then what are black people doing to compete? So how can it's the same way? It's the equivalent of this right here, Dynas. I got a store, you got a store. Your shelf, the products on your shelves stay full. But on my products, it's a bunch of niggas over there dancing, shaking their stinking ass, bitches with weave in their hair. You get what I'm saying? And dumb niggas talking about they going to church on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And talk about how long they've been working on a job for 30 years. You get what I'm saying? So what I did right there, I just generalized most black people. So therefore, the 4 type of people that I just named, every black person on this channel, whether they like me or dislike me, they know that out of those 4 type of people that I named, that's over 60 to 70% of their family members. Most black families in the United States does not have an entrepreneur. I think it's at about 12%. You get what I'm saying? When you talk to black families, when you say, hey, which one of your family members can have his own being that can hire me? It's 12%. We are the lowest when it comes to that. So that's another statistic. That statistic V-34794.236. We're not entrepreneurs. We don't want to run business. We rather be an employee. So therefore, black people make the perfect slave. So now we go back into the politics. So every other group is sitting there saying, hey, man, y'all building these new projects, LBJ. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can go over there and stay for minimum money, and we can go do something else. You get what I'm saying? We can get these food stamps. It was only black people that decided to have 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 11 generations in there. You get what I'm saying? I come up in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? The projects wasn't all black. You know, certain places it was. There was a lot of white people in the projects. You get what I'm saying? But it's not that they move white people out of there so they can move black people in there. No, it's just the black people continue to stay. You get what I'm saying? And black people produce kids, and those kids have baby by Trayshawn and Roshan, and they got babies, and then they get the same apartment because whoever the mom is, she's connected with the people in the office. She know the people. She get her daughter apartment. So what I'm saying is that all we do is sit back and wait for something to happen. We're not initiating anything. We sit back and complain, just like when you had that old Negro spiritual up here. You know what I'm saying? It's always have you ever noticed that it's always a exception of Negro that always thinks that he got the white man's ear? You get what I'm saying? Like the white man talk to him exclusive. You know, the white man tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? He don't tell that to none of y'all. I'm a special Negro. I'm a special Negro spiritual. You know what I'm saying? The white man, he tells me the truth. You get what I'm saying? Like this is the type of thing that we had. And so even when you listen to the brother talk, he took what the white man said as face value. Man, this is what the white man said. This is what I believe, and this is what's gonna continue to happen. And he told me how it was. Man, it wasn't a white person breaking in. It wasn't a white person climbing them the walls at 60, 70 years old. You can have a conversation with any white person about anything, and they'll tell you. The problem is, Diners, is the same way how the white people come through the hood selling encyclopedias. You know what I'm saying? Selling insurance. When white people start talking, black people get to listening. You get what I'm saying? It's like black people are comfortable with telling like all this shit we talk about, you know what I'm saying? They the enemy, white supremacy. Man, let a white person come around. Niggas will tear ACL and they kneecaps start cooning and dancing and shuffling. You know what I'm saying? I don't see these wig weed wearing hyena up in the twerk monkey from South DC. Goddamn sit up there and damn near break their lips, crack their lips, smiling at white people. You get what I'm saying? When it boils down to it, when you got a party, which is a political party that's based on, hey, I'm gonna help the poor. You get what I'm saying? That's all black people that's all black people need to hear. Because black people have no problem doing nothing. And you sit up there and say, well, you know what? I can do nothing, and you're gonna give me $300 worth of food stamps and a free apartment where the walls are cement painted beige. You get what I'm saying? I get a free refrigerator. Like that, like it don't take that much to satisfy a black person. I mean, don't get me wrong now. I say the same thing about the people in Africa. Because the Africans are the original fuck niggas. The African is the original sellout. The African woman is the original bed wench. You get what I'm saying? It is no type of way on the slave plantation where you don't saw Mamie Lee getting her back beat, you know what I'm saying, hung by some eggs, or this dude don't ran off and get eat up by dogs or hung, and a black woman be like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do after seeing all that shit. I want to suck a white man's dick. That's how screwed up we are as a people. And that's one thing about white people notice even after slavery was over. Because they thought that they had to get rid of black people. Man, we need to send these niggas to Liberia. We're gonna send them over there to Sudan, North or South. We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We'll make up a country and send them over there. But the black man and the black woman said, no, we want to stay right here, massa. You get what I'm saying? We'll let you shit on us for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll integrate with us. I'll teach my kids to work for you. Just don't call him a nigga too many times. Don't call him a nigga to his face. Don't kick him in the ass. And I'll raise my child up to work for you for 30 or 40 years. Matter of fact, not only will I raise him up to work for you, I'll teach him to tell on other niggas, you know what I'm saying, to keep his job. I'll raise up my community to tell all the quote unquote secrets about the black community. So now you come to the Democratic Party that's sitting up there just hanging out trickling. It's the equivalent of when white people show up in Africa and these goddamn niggas with these dusty flip-flops on drop down to their knees and open up their mouth. Or either they open up their mouth begging, or they'll invite a white person in there and start cooking up some goddamn oily ass rice. You get what I'm saying? Or go and start dancing and shit. White people love to vacation to see a simple life. That's why you see more white people in Africa. Because white people in their own respected countries or whatever, they sit up here in the rat race, in the dog fight. But you can go over there in Africa, you know what I'm saying, and see goddamn 12 chicks barefooted with no air conditioning, no water out there dancing for you. You know what I'm saying? Dropping some goat and some goddamn liquid diabetes, goddamn infested soup. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in communion. You know what I'm saying? It's the simple life that white people like to see. That's why they vacate, and that's why a lot of black people don't want to go over there. If you talk to a lot of black people and they say, well, you know, the amenities. See, over here in America, we don't got a little uppity. That's what the Democrat Party did. Don't give you basic necessities. So we're uppity over here. So we can't see ourselves going over there. But white people take a break, man. Kick out $3,500. Look over here and see these niggas make some baskets out of the willow tree in South goddamn Africa. You get what I'm saying? Like simple. Let's see these niggas jump up and down in the air. You know what I'm saying? With flip-flops on, with a blanket on, with a throw blanket on them. You get what I'm saying? Like the white people don't give a fuck. It's leisure for them. And they see how after all these years, you know what I'm saying, how black people are docile. You know what I'm saying? How black people are welcome. Then when you gave them that religion, now you got niggas sitting over here worshiping the same religion. So by the logic of religion, white people did slavery, did us bad. They get to stay in Buckhead, Beverly Hills. And if they pray to Jesus and accept Jesus, their Lord and Savior, and repent for their sin, they get to go to the same heaven as the people that they oppress, the people that they killed, the people that they ostracized. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make no sense. But you can't tell niggas that, because every Sunday they sitting up here talking about I serve a mighty God. And white people, they serving the same God. So if anybody blessed and highly favored, if anybody blessed by the best, if anybody got Jesus coming, white Jesus coming through for us white people, you getting a job ain't Jesus saving you. You getting out of a speeding ticket ain't God saving you. You goddamn a traffic light go out and somebody almost hit you. It's not Jesus saving you. When every other race is winning the country. Every business in America is 98%. We talking about corporation business. It's ran by anybody other than black people. And and you got dumb niggas sitting up here worshiping the same God. But I pass the mic, man.
Let me pass it to Jadel Foreman. He's been ranting. Let me pass it to you, Brandon. Jadel Foreman, go ahead.
Yo, what's going on, crew?
What's going on?
Everything's good. Hey, man, everything that he said was straight facts. And I actually want to point to another thing, man. I noticed that, like when that dude got busted in Georgia, that these Democrats are the same as the Republicans. They're not looking out for the betterment of.
Let me interject. They've been quiet about Shaka. He's heavily involved in the black community here in Atlanta. Is that what you're about to say? Am I just jumping? Go ahead.
The brother that went down is the mayor over there. His name was Larry. And I want to connect that just because the brother was talking about the churches. And one thing that you noticed when he went down is that dude was funneling money through the black churches. And that's why we want to keep on that temptation.
Hold on. Who are you talking about?
The mayor, Larry, that just got convicted.
What mayor, Larry? Who?
In Georgia. I believe it was Stonecrest.
Well, I don't. Sip, you know about this story?
Yeah, he was a public official or whatever. He got like 17 years or 12. It was about the contracts and they were funneling money through the church. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's another one. That's I'm talking about Larry, the mayor. Stonecrest, yeah. So he got 4 years, but the whole thing about him is
I'm laughing. I'm laughing on how crazy it is with both of these stories. They were both selling out black people and getting bribes and funneling the money through the church. Praise white Jesus. But go ahead, my brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Jay, who's the who you talk? I don't know. You talk Larry and Stonecrest. So let me look this up.
Yeah.
Larry.
So look it up. His name is the mayor, Larry. I forgot his last name. I can actually look that up myself. He got 4 years. He was funneling $150,000 through the church, and the deal was, I'm gonna give you $150,000. You're gonna kick me back $50,000. And this is not the first time he did that. And also, he used that money to pay off people college funds and all that stuff. And I'm like, these black people are actually believing these guys in these churches that like they're using these organizations, nonprofit organizations, by the way, to funnel money through their friends to their churches and all that. and they still want you to vote Democrat, and you vote Democrat, and you guys believe that the Democrats are the morally good party, which they're not morally good because every time it comes to their policies, they're not looking out for you.
Dynast. So just like what Simple Police said,
Go ahead,
like I used to be a big time Christian, but exactly what Simple Police said is the reason why I no longer am Christian, and I just walked away from what could have been a promising career in theology, because it's like at a certain point you got to realize when whatever God you're worshiping is not working in your best interest. Like if you look at the white man's God, it's clear he's blessing the white man, because the white man is, even when he lose, he winning. You know what I'm saying? Even
True.
when he lose, he winning. They have a system where they screw other races. They got other races begging to come get crapped all over and screwed all over by them, and to be able to go up in their church and get on their knees and eat communion chips and all that stuff. But with the church stuff and the guys just doing the kickbacks and all that, Dynast, you see how ingrained this idea that Democrat is good, how deeply ingrained it is into our society. Look at the comments. People won't even entertain the idea of voting Republican, Dynast. Like you could be like, everybody gonna get $1 million if they vote for Republican. People will still find a way to rationalize not doing it. And me, I'm a registered Republican, right? I'm a Republican. The reality is, when you're so biased towards one side, that is creating an atmosphere for you to get abused and mistreated, because they know it's like a woman who get beat up. The first time the dude beat you up, he think you gonna leave him. She ain't never gonna come back. She gonna call the cops on me. And the minute you come back and don't do what he thought you was gonna do, he know he got you, and he gonna beat you worse and worse and worse and worse, right? And Simple Police was 100% correct with everything he said. But here's the thing: black people will say Simple Police was right. You say, all right, then, well, based on the facts, we need to go vote Democrat. My opinion is we need to go 100% against Democrats at least one time, so they realize that black folks are willing to go against them. Going against them is not saying I'm an independent. An independent is just when a Negro say they're independent, that just means they're a Democrat. That's all that means. Because you ask the guy who's an independent, when's the last time you voted Republican? Independent means I will vote either Republican or Democrat. Our independent mean either I'm gonna vote Democrat or I'm not gonna vote. Right or wrong, Dynast? Either we gonna vote Democrat or we not gonna vote.
Right.
You're literally handicapping yourself politically, and then you wonder why you make no progress. If I tell you the truth, like you got people like Crypto Black in the comments talk about, yeah, black people went Democrat under LBJ. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Franklin Delano Roosevelt won 73% of the black vote in 1936. You just don't. I don't dislike you. You're a nice guy, but you just don't know what you're talking about, and that's what we have in our community. Two people who don't know. They won't do the simple Google search to find out, but they want to have an opinion. Listen, black people, if you don't vote Republican, you're done. You're done. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Republican. I'm telling you because the Democrats know that they got you handpicked. They know they got you hamstrung, and they know that you're too much of a punk and a simp to do anything about it. You gotta go extreme to the other side. Republicans ain't the boogeyman. They ain't gonna do nothing that the Democrats ain't gonna do. You notice right now, Dynast, Democrats have a super majority in the House and the Senate. Why haven't they delivered black people any of this shit that they promised them?
Because I don't. They got excuses for days.
They ain't got no problem.
Now's not the time. That's what they say. But when a Negro can't fix his mind up to see that these people have a super majority in the House and the Senate, and they got the presidency, and they're still telling you they can't do anything. Bro, the reality is black people are stuck on stupid, and that's where they want to remain. They want to be where they at.
And I would agree because there's too many buck dancing. Like you have Roland Martin, you have all these Tiffany Crosshairs, and they come out and they know they pick their reliable Negroes to keep lying to the black community in order for them, and they make up all these excuses, and they have no real excuse, but they have these black people that can sell their excuse, and black people just believe it. But that dude name was Jason Larry out of Georgia Stonecrest, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking at the story right now. That's crazy. I didn't know about that. And you know, it's funny you said that. It's funny you brought this up because Stonecrest was supposed to be an example of a black ran city. You know, when Stonecrest separated from Stone Mountain and when Stonecrest separated, I guess they were upset because they weren't getting enough funds or whatever, or enough funds wasn't being, I guess, sent to the black community by the state. That Stonecrest decided to set up their own city, and then guess what? It's one of us that screws us over.
They opened up a black Wall Street there too. Diana, they opened up a black Wall Street, and the building used to be a Target. It's directly across the street from the
I know where's that.
Yeah. But take a wild guess. After all that shit that we talk about, well, whatever we build, you know, the white people ain't gonna tear it down. Just the same way they did back in the days. Now you got the Black Wall Street at right there, our Target, right off of 20. You know what I'm saying? It's empty inside, Diners. You drop your phone inside there. Everybody in the whole place will turn around and be like, what happened? That's how quiet it is. One reason is that black people stuck in this past. You know what I'm saying? How many fucking dashikis you gonna wear? You know what I'm saying? How many goddamn spinach goddamn patties you gonna sell? You know what I'm saying? It's no innovativeness with the products, Diners. You know what I'm saying? You goddamn selling oil and avocado toothpaste. That shit tastes nasty as fuck. Oh, you get what I'm saying? The thing about it, even the food they selling, Diners, it's just not. It's nowhere where you like, hey, let's go in there and take my family and you know I want to go there and eat there. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing in there like that. That shit look like a bootleg flea market from Greenbrier Mall, dog. That's what it looks like.
Hey, James Walker, go ahead, James. Go ahead, James.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead.
First off, thanks for having me on. Second off, I'm gonna be coming to your neck of the woods tomorrow. I'll be on 285.
Okay.
I'm heading down to Elma.
Okay.
But I just wanted to point something out about the topic, and then I'll let you guys have it. I'm gonna tell you, to me, from living in Iowa, something I saw about the whole reason they pointed out Kevin Samuels and Tariq Nasheed is the image that they have publicly. Because the black man's image is a mouthful of gold teeth, a bunch of tattoos, sagging pants. So some of you guys may or may not agree with that, but it's the image of a well-spoken black man that's well-groomed that seems to bother people, because, you know, in today's world, that don't exist anymore. That's not the image of us. We're always the image of selling drugs or promoting some kind of craziness, or we feminine. So I think that's a part of the reason that they picked those two people in particular to go after. So I'm gonna jump off and let y'all have it. Thanks for having me on.
I think those dudes actually are sexually ambiguous. I think that's why we lured them in front of our crowds of people, because it's like, let's be real, both people, I'm not even gonna say their name, but there was a big question mark when it came to their sexuality. Whereas
listen, those are just people hating, bro.
Whether they're sexually ambiguous, all I mean is the image. All I'm talking about is their presentation. That's it.
Brother, there's a lot of brothers who wear suits and look good. Damon John, there's a lot of brothers who are well groomed, bro. They promote. Listen,
you know what?
The reason why those guys are targeted is, well, Kevin Samuels obviously because the feminism stuff. Kevin Samuels was targeted by what he said, not based on what he looked like. Tariq is targeted because he's just a scam artist. That's why he's mostly targeted by people of all races. I find out more Mexicans got issues with Tariq than even black people, but he's just a scam artist. But the thing I'm saying is, we are looking for every excuse. Tariq ain't gonna do nothing for black people. Kevin Samuels ain't gonna do nothing for black people. And I'm gonna talk about that later today when I talk about this Revolt Summit. We talk. We talking while Hustle Smart every week. He go down on Thursday, I think. Is it Thursday, Hustle Smart?
What, Sunday?
Sunday, he go down and find black men who might be interested in getting into the trucking business, and offers all type of incentives and shit for them to help them start doing that. We are enamored by what a Negro is wearing, bro. Millionaires, Bill Gates. I've never seen Bill Gates in a suit. So do you really think somebody gives a fuck about a suit? Nobody cares about that stuff. That's what you're trying to make. That's what you want to believe that why they going after people. No, they know that the dude wearing the New Balances with the stonewashed jeans and the turtleneck with the bifocals, that's who they scared of. They're not scared of these idiots who go out and buy $1,000 Gucci shirts like Tariq and stuff. They know they got them because they like, look, they love and lust for the things that we make. They got them by the balls, bro. So let's keep it real. But the last thing I want to say, Dynas, is thank you for having me on the show. If you could, if your audience could, once they're done watching this, please go watch my debate with Anton Daniels, where I straight schooled this dude on immigration when he was spewing xenophobic rhetoric against the African immigrant. I actually caught up with that dude on one of his live streams, and I actually got to have like a nice 20-minute debate where I shellacked him, in that debate. You guys should go watch that, and just keep supporting the Pan African channels, because based on what I'm seeing, bro, we all we got, because these dudes is putting rappers and shit on stage talking about this is the person who's gonna tell you how to live your life and move your people towards progress, bro. Like dudes who can't even speak English well is now directing our community. And you guys know there's a huge problem with that. But we'll keep clapping like otters every time they throw some fool up in front of us. But later I'm gonna talk about Rizza Islam and how he's now being presented as the champion because he got at the Revolt Summit and said some shit you already knew, and now you didn't found you a hero because he said those trigger words. And we just need to cut that out, Dynas, if we gonna move forward. And guys, pick up a damn book. Don't be like that other dude, Lil B or whatever, Lil Lucas or Lil Rock, and be 68 and ignorant, bro. Just go read a sentence a day, and you will be a sentence a day, and you will be okay. That's the new model. Have a good day, y'all.
All right, peace.
Yeah, man.
I'm also gonna hop off, man, and I do agree, y'all. We have to, hey, you guys, read a book a week, man. That's all I gotta say about that. I appreciate you for letting me up here, man.
Oh, no problem, brother. All right,
It's straight up disrespectful to tell black people to read, man. That's just like telling black people that, you know what I'm saying, you hate your mama. That's how much black people hate to read. Go ahead, continue, my brother.
Go ahead, Black Lion.
I was going to say also thank you for letting me on the chat and talk about this kind of issue, because this is something that needs to be discussed badly. And I kind of agree. Like simply, he's right, but still, we need to encourage more reading and less emotion, more logic into this.
Well, let me ask you this though, Black Lion. Like what I'm saying is that, like, when you say the word encouraging, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that. All the quotes that black people say, all the colloquialism, I agree with them. You get what I'm saying? But it's no effort. But once you get through talking, it's the same way like when a preacher, you go to church. And the preacher get up there, he get the, maybe when he get about 45 minutes in now, his cadence of his voice speed up. You know what I'm saying? He get the moving around. He throw a handkerchief up in the air, spin around, do a split, and catch it in his asshole. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to pass that collection plate. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that he's coming up off of his encouraging words. The people in the audience are not. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell this, I explain it like this all the time when I talk to people. I like people that, as far as black people now, and white people, It's entertainment. Some people like to go to the club every Friday, every Saturday. It's some people like to go to church on Sunday. It's a ritual. I got aunties and uncles, man. They don't give a fuck about white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only place where they can go to and get dressed up and sit down because they got bad knees and bad ankles. If my old ass aunties could still stand up in the club all day, they would have their old ass up in there. You know what I'm saying? But church give black people got these goddamn these obese kneecap, you know what I'm saying? Thick cankles, thick neck, thick black, old Genesis ass, old Negro spiritual females, give them the reason to dress up and go sit down. It's like a concert. You get what I'm saying? So, because this is the last point. If you're not gonna walk up out of there and do something different, what is the point of keep going back every time? What do they say about doing the same thing, wanting a different result, Black Lion?
No, you have good points.
Yeah, you have a good point.
I can't disagree.
Yeah.
So go ahead, my fault.
No. I just want to say, the thing with you is,
let's pass it to Jackson 5. He's been waiting. We'll pass it to you, Black Lion. Go ahead, Jackson 5.
Yeah. This is a good conversation, and thanks for putting me in the chat. Really appreciate it. Earlier, Black Lion, I hear that you're from California. I'm in California as well.
Yeah.
And there are some things that we really have to understand, and I'm not necessarily saying people here, but Black people in general and overall, is that the Democrats do worse than what the Republicans do.
Of course.
And especially when it comes to voter fraud. So the city I live in has a Black mayor, and the city council.
And listen, that city, in the city you live in, because I know where you live, is out of control. Out of control. Hey, listen, simply, the city he lives in, I could right now walk into every CVS, grocery store, any store on the block, steal what I want, walk out, they can't touch me. But what's the amount? What's the amount? Like $200? Like what's the amount?
No, as long as it's less than $1,000.
Yeah.
Listen, I could go to San Francisco right now, walk into any store I want to, take what I want, as long as it's less than $1,000, they can't touch me.
Yeah, Illinois,
they can't do anything.
Make a law for that.
Yeah. So the thing is with the voter fraud in the city that I live in, what they did when it came time for city council election, they came in and they brought in ballots. They printed too many ballots on purpose. They had people fill them out, and then they brought them back in to the vote counting, right? And so when you're counting the votes and you got all these illegal votes, nobody's questioning if the ballot is actually accurate. People only, going by if the vote count is accurate, right? So for me, it's a no-brainer that I believe that Trump won the election, because nobody's looking at, the printing of the excess ballots, and people just, dropping them into these bins. It was the Democrats who said that we need to expand the ways that you vote, the days and the locations. All that did was just open it up for all these crooks to come in and get a hand and stacks of ballots, fill them out, and drop them off at a bin, and then they get counted accurately for Joe Biden in this particular case.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is, like, California is a dictatorship ran by the Democrats for the last 60 years.
Oh God.
And it was the city most of the cities in California is a Democratic city. And the fraud that was going on was Democrats against Democrats. The councilman who was really trying to do something and had done some major things for the ordinary everyday residents for this city, they came in and they just did a whole scam to get him out. And it's a lot more stuff that went on with that. But the thing is that we really have to understand how, these people play the game at a high level. And that high level is that, it's not about counting Chads on the ballots anymore. It's just about, you got to understand where the ballots are coming from.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is what we have to start really challenging people and asking them when they come with this rhetoric about how you know that. Just keep asking them why. If you ask somebody why 5 times, they should even be able to get to the root of why they have the position that they have. They're going to even give you a good scientific, well-researched answer, or that last why is going to be, I don't know. And then that's the point where we have to start educating people and telling them to go to their pastor and demanding that their pastors do more in the church. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian at all, but I understand that we need the Black church. That's the last line of defense. So we don't need to get rid of the churches. We need to change the message. We need to get more things said and put on the table in the churches. Everybody knows about Jesus in the Black church, right? There's nobody under the age of 5 that's Black in this country that don't know who Jesus is. But we have to convince and mandate that the pastors, that they come and change their message, because Black people are hurting because of health issues, diabetes, high blood pressure. They got legal problems and going to jail. Well, it used to be, because now they don't arrest Black people no more.
I want to add to what you just said, because the thing is, I remember I was like 2 or 3 years ago. I think Dias, he had a brother on here, and he was talking about the issues in California. And he said, and he asked him, like, can the issues in California, especially for Black people, can be fixed? And the brother that told Dias, it was no video, but he said honestly no, because the thing is, Black people are not saying anything, and Black people do not have the numbers. I remember him saying that 3 years ago when Don was talking 3 years ago. And the sad part is, you can literally go on any part of YouTube right now, like California Insider. They're talking about the economic devastation and the political issues of, especially the Democrat-run areas, how horrible it is. The school systems, the taxes, the gas, the jobs. It's all really went to hell. Even when I talk to even some Caucasian, mostly Caucasian African Americans, they said California is too far gone. And anybody who tries to speak out about this, especially with your in a serious position as like a teacher, when they talk about the school board issue about pressing their Democratic liberal agendas, they said they have a serious risk of being fired and never getting that job again because the way it's being run. That's why a lot of African Americans, especially my age range, and like their early late 20s, they said, "Sorry, but fuck California. It's too risky. It's too far gone." It's like, and the thing is, we try, and you pretty much it's like bringing a knife to a gun store. It's damn near impossible at this point.
Yeah, and that's why Black Democrats are moving to Republican states for a better life.
Yes,
and they can't even.
But Jackson, but let me ask you this: and they are moving to, and they are moving to Republican states for a better life. But why are they voting Democrats still when they do that?
Black folks are afraid of change. And people they don't question the information where they get it from. And I just want to say this quick little parable. It was, a family, some young millennials, and they were cooking, and for Thanksgiving they was cooking a pot roast. So they cut the end off the pot roast, put it in the pan, and let it cook. So they started asking a question. It's like, well, Mama, where did you get the recipe to cut off the pot roast? She said, well, Mama cut off the pot roast, the tip of it. Well, let's call her. And so they called the grandmama, and they was asking her, grandmama, why did you cut off the tip of the roast before you put it in the pan? And they thinking that it's some type of culinary, make it taste better and whatever. She said, no, I didn't have a big enough pan. Right. So the thing is, things get passed down and nobody ever challenges it. Here it is. It's 2 generations that's doing the same thing. And then they just decided after all those years just to ask a question. Now they did. So the thing is that Black people, to answer your question, Dynas, is that we don't have any critical thinking skills. That's not even taught in school. It's not taught at home. So we don't even know, if somebody says one thing, critical thinking skills, is that your mind has to be directed to the opposite and ask that question, or ask it for yourself and go do research. Black people, if we never had critical thinking skills from K to 12th grade, you are not going to know how to challenge and think for yourself, to be able to ask the questions, to see if the politics, the pastors, and everything else that's happening in your neighborhood, if it's really going the right way. People are still going to just be cutting the tip of the roast off and throw it away uncooked when that could fed somebody.
Exactly. That's one of that's why I was asking, like, when Daz had a show, I was talking to him and Mr. Fitzgerald, where's the best places to go outside California? Because some black people here are so integrated into that integration mindset, they can't see I feel like Claude Anderson are a bunch of freaking slaves, because a lot of them can't see, like, you guys are integrated to communities that don't like you. They're not going to give you jobs. They're not going to help you. They then took over the neighborhood. You're being pushed into the ghettos, like where I'm at. You are literally in a stuck position. There's this decent amount of black people who can't, like you said, have no critical thinking skills. And every time you question them or say something, they're so uncomfortably quiet because they want to admit, it's like they put themselves in a position where you have no power.
Yeah, and Black Line with this, it was like before COVID. This was like in 2019. In the area I live in, Southern California. Went to one of the local universities, and we put on a panel discussion: capitalism versus socialism. And it was really sad to see so many black folks sitting here and champion socialism, right?
Yeah.
And so we had we did two panel discussions around the community, just to get people engaged, in talking about these ideas. So this one brother was in there, and he was challenging me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We ought to be socialists, yada yada yada." And so I'm just giving him some facts. And so he gets his cell phone and he's looking up, trying to counter what I'm saying. And so I told him, "But you're using a capitalistic device to challenge a capitalistic system. It doesn't even make any sense." So the thing is, capitalism, it breeds innovation. Innovation, it breeds everything else that we have. And it's like, black people are dying from high blood pressure and diabetes. But, innovation came through capitalism to give some relief in some type of medication. It may not even be the best thing to do, but at least it gives some type of relief, and black people, if black people just really understood that the black church, the whole purpose of even having a church is to build an economy in the area in which you're standing it up in. It's not to go.
But that's where y'all keep being nice at. You get what I'm saying? You'll have black people in one breath will tell you that the church is a business. You get what I'm saying? But the only person that's conducting the business is the people in the church. Right. The people you know what, Jackson? I just sat back and listened to you for a few seconds. And I just come to realize that black people have a problem with calling black people stupid. Black people calling black people dumb, calling black people having a plateau. I see it all the time. And you know what I'm saying? I have been around black people that I thought was smart. And then I realized they only smart at a certain level. When they get to a certain level, they stop, and it come to spookism. It come to white Jesus. It come to voodoo. It come to foo-foo. It come to juju. It come to doo-doo. All that type of dumb nigga shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I talk to black people all the time and be like, "Why do you do this?" "Well, I don't know. I just do it." You know what I'm saying? Just no reasoning at all. And a lot of times, and that's why I try to tell you that we are the perfect slave. because we base whatever we do off of what mama them said, what grandmama them said. Well, auntie, I'm just using your parable. I'm not talking against you or anything. I'm just saying how we always try to talk nice to something that we know is done. See, when you listen to black people talk about Jesus and the Democrats, what I picture is Stevenson from off the Django, how he was goddamn representing Candyland. You know what I'm saying? Monsieur Candy. How much this black dude would sit up and talk with, no matter how much Leonardo DiCaprio did shit to other people, other black people, because he didn't do it to Stevens. Because he didn't do it to him. See, that's the thing about with me, because I get emails all the time. And and for the shameless plug, anybody want to go to my channel is called the Simp Police Academy. The email is the Simp Police Academy @gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with it. But what I'm saying is that even when you watch stuff like this, you see how black people will root for something that's based on nothing. We love spookism. That's why you still hear black people sitting around here talking about Tupac and Biggie Smalls still alive. You know, so we don't give a fuck about what the coroner said. We don't give a fuck about, them separate, when somebody die, you got to take the organs out so the body won't decompose fast. Because if you leave the organs in the body, the whole body just expands. So both of these brothers have to have their organs cut out even before they do the autopsy. You know what I'm saying? So the body won't decay. I have seen too many brothers killed, and I have watched brothers' body. If you sitting there and the police come, they make you sit there for hours. And if you sit there and watch a dead body, which most of y'all niggas ain't never seen in real life, a body go to blowing up like a balloon. All the gases in your body just start exploding. I'm talking about the body expands maybe 30 or 40% in the first hour. I sit there and watched it happen. So we sit up here and got this spookism. So therefore you got these black people that like to leech on to everything. I'm a Chevy Navajo. You get what I'm saying? I'm indigenous. I'm from the Australian Aboriginals. You get what I'm saying? I'm a Crip. I'm a Blood. Black people, we want to leech on to anything because white people took the leash. Now, when white people had the full leash on us, like slavery, then we was Thomas them. We was Philip them. You get what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot of subsections to leech on to. You get what I'm saying, Diners? When slavery was there, black people had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna get the shit beat out of them, I'm gonna eat the worst food, I ain't gonna take no shower, and I'm gonna take care of the pigs. Black people had it real nice and easy with a lot of oppression. But when now you don't release these black people out here in the wild, they don't know what they want to do because most black people brain level stagnates at a certain level. It plateaus. It won't get no higher. So that's why you'll catch a lot of black people. They'll just be like, well, you know what? I'm smarter than that nigga. I got a better job than that nigga. And that's where we're at because this is the thing. I'm gonna say it like this. We're the only group of people that go buy a brand new car and ride around in the worst neighborhoods in America.
Yeah.
No other group of people does this. Black people will intentionally go get a car loan, 33% interest, no floor mats, 600,000 miles on it. If it got some rims on it, they'll buy it off the lot. That's how stupid we are. So you can now don't get me wrong, Mr. Jackson 5. You got some individuals, you know what I'm saying, have individual success stories. But to sit up and act like, to sit up there and say that, you know what I'm saying, we don't have critical thinking. No, we lack thinking. That's how we became the perfect slave. That's how people think. What I'm saying, this is the last point. What I'm saying is that this is what we've been doing for the last 600 years. It ain't nothing changed.
Right.
Go ahead, my brother.
But my question is, You know, is to everyone, how do we change that? We know what the issues are. So how do we change it?
Bruh, it's just like going in a house that's goddamn burnt, that smoke going through the roof, all the frame is built, and then see like, what can we do? It got to be either tore down. You get what I'm saying? It got to be the frame got to be wiped off. It's over with for black people. It is too many black people that are dumb. It is too many black people that worship white Jesus. It's too many black people that like to kill each other. It's too many black females that like to kill their babies. It's too many black people that goddamn prey on their other brothers. It's too many black people that don't want to help out each other. It's too many black people that'll give their last to a rich nigga reading scriptures. It's the only thing that can happen is over with. If Mr. Jackson 5, if you sound like a businessman to me, you know what I'm saying? And if you're a businessman, every businessman, unless he's a philanthropist, unless he practices philanthropy, he wants to see a return on his investment. So if you look at the black race, put down all the negative versus the positive on paper. And this is a business. This is a black race that you're gonna want to invest in. Would you invest your money in the black community once you put it down on paper?
I agree with you. I mean, everything you're spitting, nothing but facts. But my thing is, we got limited time, right?
Hold on. This is a good one. See, you don't be on the show a lot. Now, let me ask you a question. The route that we going as black people, how much time you think we have?
15, 20 years.
Boy, you're an optimistic person. Man, we got 5 years max. The black experiment is over with. And black people are too stupid to realize that. See, the problem is that I got like, you know how you watch Spider-Man, he got spider senses, all that shit, tingling and shit. I have my self-preservation started going off 2 years ago. You get what I'm saying? 2 years ago, when this clicked in my brain, and I said that to myself, and I'm like, but you're doing good. But then I look at all these other black people that are just walking around, just don't see it. You know, like, don't get me wrong. We know how white people, we have more history with white people than Africans. You know what I'm saying? But we still, even though we talk like white people are the enemy, we don't treat them like they're the enemy. Because if white people is truly the enemy, why would you want to go in their establishment? Why would you want to go in there, eat at their restaurants? Why would you want to buy clothes from them? Why would you want to buy cars from them? If they're the enemy, why would you continue to help them be prosperous and help them become millions and billionaires if they're the enemy?
Right.
This goes back to like the famous quote. Like, one thing Hustle Smart, he's very correct. Like, we have more black people who will destroy us than help us out. It's like that quote from Harriet Tubman. I just saved 1,000 slaves. I could have saved a few thousand more if only they knew they were slaves. Right. If anything, slavery has actually, personally, in my opinion, slavery has actually taught me more about the black community today than the civil rights era. Because Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner, in my personal opinion, were one of the best people when they did in the most harshest time for African Americans in history. Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman, as great revolutionaries as they were, even they had to realize they couldn't save the entire black community. They had to realize that, and that's something we as African Americans from civil rights to this modern day, we don't understand. There's a lot of black people we cannot save. They have to leave so many black people, their own people behind, to be to be alone. So that's me personally. I don't care about the black people that I know that actually think like me and who are willing to try at least do the work. I don't care. I don't care at this point. There's too many of us who are too far gone, and too many of us are white supremacists in blackface, like that sister on NBC telling black men to vote for Dems or vote for Democrats or whatever.
She told us to get in line. That's what she said.
Exactly. But you see women of no other community telling their men that, and that alone says, okay, enough is enough. As a black man, enough is enough. I'm done. Right. I'm gonna listen to you. We vote for black men vote for who the fuck we want to vote for. Ain't your damn business. You sisters did vote who you want to vote for, and you failed. It's our turn.
No,
That's what the black
we
community
must
has
follow
kind of
them. They want us to follow them. They want us to follow them because they see black men doing it all the time. The Democrat Party sees that it's a gender war between black men and black women, and they still see black men talking about, well, we got to protect black women. You know what I'm saying? Give them some money, do this, and black women want some. Black women want a deal separate from themselves. Black women want to split. If I swear to white Jesus, if you gave black women a choice to separate themselves, become their own community, separate from black, not to be tied with black men, they will do it. And y'all supersized, ultra mega mama boy slip niggas that will sit up there and still run behind them with $40 to $60 trying to get some cheap pussy.
Yeah.
That's how sad we are because we're hypersexual. See, that was the one thing that good about the black community. This is the last thing, I'm gonna throw it back to you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But no other group, even Mexican people. I heard on the show the other day, and the brother was like, well, you know, if black men start building this and black men start doing this, then these husky hyenas, you know what I'm saying, aka black women, they will get in line. Okay, but the Latino man don't have to build nothing. You get what I'm saying? And the Latino man can go out there on the corner and get day labor, and his woman will be right out there selling tacos. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
She ain't running in the streets. She ain't got her ass and she ain't got her little square body Mexican booty in the air. She ain't got on no thongs. She ain't got on no Crocs. She ain't got 36-inch of yakking Peruvian waving natural body, yelling period and snatching words out the air and talking about fuck black men. You know what I'm saying? Suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? We don't need y'all. The only people talk like that is black women. So when it comes to black men, we got black women against us. We got the Democrat Party against us. We got the white people against us. We got the judicial system against us. We got the penal system against us. And every other group against us. And black men are so simps that they sit up there and be like, how can I prove to you, black woman, that I'll protect you? And you got black men that will trick themselves off the street about a local hood rat of their dreams. Cinderella, Hoodrella.
Well,
That's how stupid we are. And
I'm gonna ask the
everybody,
question again.
only people that don't see that is us. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's, you know, your submission of 5 years and it's a wrap. Okay, I'm still gonna be black in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So what am I gonna do to be able to still make it in this environment? Right. So that's a question that I'm asking. I know that we can't save everybody. I'm not even advocating that because that's a waste of time, energy, and resources. But it's the thing is that we just have to start being more wise and be able to ask some, like, you know, exploratory questions without people really understand what our objective is by those questions. And those questions is really just to find out who is with us and who's against us, without asking them that directly. And the people who are against us, leave them alone. The people who are, you know, for black people, then you start giving them little information so they can rise themselves up. And people, they just, you know, when I was a kid in school, you know, my second grade teacher, Miss Thomas, said, see monkey do. Right? This is why they say that you can have 99 monkeys and you know, and it took them watching the other monkeys to figure out how to do a task. The 100th monkey that's born, you know, in the pride that they're in, it comes born knowing how to do that, right? Because now the other 99 monkeys done it so much and so long, now it gets ingrained in the DNA. So when that 100th monkey is born, then that monkey comes into the world knowing how to do that. So this is not going to be a fix-all for everybody. Everybody's not going to be saved. We just going to have to watch a lot of people just go the way that they go. But the people who really want to do better and don't know how to do better, for everything that you said, brother, we have to be able to find a way, each one teach one, to be able to help people. And it's like, with me, I have, I'm in a certain investment. It's proven itself year after year after year, with some good returns. So I went to a brother. I knew he was trying to buy a house for his wife and his kids. And I told him, listen, I know you got this X number of dollars saved. If you just take half of it and you put it in here and give it 2 years, then you would have a down payment and then enough to help supplement your mortgage. Did he do it? No. I have another business partner, told him the same thing. He didn't do it. But then I told a few other people and they did it. Right? So now they're seeing their returns. Now their antennas is up. Their eyes are wide open. Like, I want to be able to do more business. Can you show me, direct me, guide me into understanding the process of doing business, so me and my family can do better. And so that's really what it's about. There's going to be a lot of people that just ain't going to make it. But I'm still going to be black in 10 years. I'm going to be black for 20 years. And I know that I'm behind enemy lines, right? And those enemies also are black. But the thing is, I have to start creating, some people that's for me. And if I don't start doing that, if we don't start doing that, we're going to be totally standalone people with no support, no protection from nobody.
Brother,
So,
we already, brother, what you're talking about that's gonna happen, that's already happening now. We're already standing alone. Joe, Massa Joe, Sleepy Joe, Sloppy Joe, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Already told the black caucus that the Latinos are up next. Y'all need to pay attention to the Latinos. He didn't say you know how the Democrat plantation all try to get niggas to talk about that trigger word, black and brown coalition. The word black and brown didn't come out his mouth. He was only talking about one group of people. And he's talking about Latinos. And why is he talking about Latinos? Because Latinos are 62 million strong right now, with about 8 to 10 million in hiding. And they bring it on. Think about it like this, Ms. Jack, because I'm a numbers guy, bro. I'm a numbers guy. They are bringing the number of Latinos that's coming to the border per day. It's the same, damn near the same number of black women that's born babies per day.
Right. I get it. And I understand it. It's so many different things that's going on. But for me, as I keep saying, I'm still going to be black in 5 years. I'm going to be black in 10 years. So what support mechanism do I have individually? I'm not talking about an aggregate of all 42 million. I'm talking about just us as the people that's here, like, Black Lion, Dynast, you Simp Police. Like, what is our individual support mechanism that we're building for our individual self?
We don't need it, because you can hear by the way I talk, and I can hear the way you talk, and I can hear the way Black Lion talk. We're self-motivated. We don't need no system. The only thing that me, you, and Black Lion can do is come to the table and tell each other. We can go sit down at a dinner and we can talk about how we doing good for our families with no help. We're self-motivated. You can hear it. Listen, man, I'm a guerrilla hustler, bro. I came from nothing. I can tell self-motivated people. You don't have to motivate me to make money. I bust my ass every day. My kids that I call leeches, I call them glorified leeches. You know what I'm saying? They always got their hands out because they know that I got it and I bust mine again. They don't have to hear a promise or a promise or anything later this week or whatever. If they deserve it, they get it. And they know that my son got a pool. His mama got a pool in the backyard. You get what I'm saying? I call my son up. What you doing, man? I'm just sitting out here by the pool eating some hot dogs. You get what I'm saying? He's different. You get what I'm saying? And I put my family in position to do that. So therefore, dog, I work 7 days a week. I feel better when I'm at work because I know that every day that I go to work, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing better than the nigga that I see dressed up going to the club, better than the bitch that I see dressed up going to the beauty supply shop. I know I'm doing better, but as black people, we have to promote it. You know, if I tell a black person how much money I make, they look me up and down to see what I got on. That's how black people chooses if a person is successful or not. Except for when it comes to white people. A white person can sit over there with a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket over his head, you know what I'm saying? And black people be like, well, you know what? He's white. So, you know what I'm saying? His ice is cold. I'll listen to him. But for a black person, you have to look the part. That's why I tell you that we do this when we go back in our neighborhoods buying a brand new car. You know what I'm saying? Not paid for. You know what I'm saying? That's why black people are praying to get apartments. How the hell did white Jesus help you get apartment? Ain't no religion work like that. So the white people, they praying for mansions and to run the country, and black people praying to get a car loan, to sign a lease, bruh. That's what. So what I'm saying is that those people are lost. The people that are self-motivated, we're gonna find our way. You get what I'm saying? Like Black Lion, you ain't got to tell Black Lion, man, this neighborhood's getting a little shady. I can look at the area in a 4 or 5 mile eddy. Here come goddamn Trishan. Here come LaQuenda. You know what I'm saying? Here come Lil T-Roy. You know what I'm saying? Here come Lil J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? I need to get the fuck out of here. What's my 1 6 month to a year plan? Can I go ahead and sell my house real quick? This automatic thing, that's self-motivation, self-motivated. Dumb niggas will sit up there and say, well, I just gotta wait till I get paid that week. You know what I'm saying? I got to put a couple of checks together. That ain't in my budget. That's how dumb niggas talk, because dumb niggas are consumers.
Right. And
That's the thing that last point. That's the thing that black men and black women gotta cut.
We're back to the Black Line. Go ahead. Black Line's next. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'll let Hustle Smart finish his last point real quick.
No, I was just saying that's where people see that's coming about dumb niggas that black men and black women are consumers. Some black men are consumed. It's some black men out here like to shop just as much as women do, and that's sad.
Yeah,
Mr.
Hustle Smart, I actually want to add to your point. A lot of black people don't want, like, if you watch like some of the news, independent news on YouTube from other races, they say they have surveys where a lot of Americans, especially white Americans, don't see a future in America in the next 10 or 15 years. They don't see it. There was this one YouTube called Wyan, this Indian sister, she's a newscast. She did a survey how white Americans.
Listen, I love Wyan. Wyan's actually good.
I know, right? It's very informative. It's so much better. Yeah, she did a survey how white people in the middle and the upper class middle and the upper class middle classes are all have been buying international passports like crazy. Their passports has been buying passports has increased and mostly it has increased to 300%. 300%. There's a sister named Lisa Cabrera. She exactly now. There a lot of white people are buying housing and real estate in Europe. A lot of people in my millennial, there was a survey done by white millennials in my age range saying we do not see a future in America in the long term. We see where it's going at, regardless of who is in office. And a lot of black people are not aware that white people are planning to get the fuck out of here because they understand the middle class is not coming back. The immigration is going to be taken over. And at that point, and this is the reality a lot of African Americans do not see. This is not a game. Right. So you guys better start saving your money. Stop being materialistic. I'm talking to the ones who actually will listen. Hell, you got Africans telling you to come over to, and Caribbeans telling come over to the countries, start investing and build your future here. Start building now while you still can. Like I told Dynas, we don't have a lot. Like I agree with you, Hustle. We don't have a lot of time in America like a lot of black people think we do. We don't. We're too comfortable with ignorance. Like I do not see a future here while I want to raise my child, wife, and have my children here. That's why I'm glad a lot of black people, especially black men, are getting their passports, start going to other countries, start seeing women from different cultures, start blending in, start seeing the world, because a lot of them regret coming back to America after what they've been exposed to. So I'm glad a lot of African Americans are starting, at least, especially the men, are at least starting to do that. Because the future here is getting very bleak. It's getting too corrupt. America's getting too corrupt to be out of our control.
Hey, buddy, you said it's one thing before you close, bro. I know you about to close, man. I know you about to close. It's a reason why that they studying black men. They have saw in the last 8 years that the black man, even though I call black men simps, black men have quietly have stopped either voting Democrat or not voting at all. See, that's good and it's bad at the same time. But it takes for people to do analytics to study black men. See, they had to see what the problem is, because they trying to see, the Democrats are like, my niggas usually vote with me 99%. Why ain't getting 99% from these niggas that love white Jesus, that called Bill Clinton the first black president? You know what I'm saying? So now they're sitting here seeing a trend that black men have broke off with the Democrat Party at 17%. So that's why you got BBW, Big Booger Wolf, Stacey Abrams, fat back, thigh scrubbing. Let me tell y'all something. If those knees are knocking, those thighs are scrubbing, bro. I guarantee you it's a goddamn eclipse between them thighs, bro. But what I'm saying is though, that is
Yeah, you gotta tell me, man, the next stand-up you're doing in the club.
No, man. So let me tell y'all. So that's why she sit up there talking about she got a plan for black men. If y'all see black men, y'all so stupid. If y'all sit up there and look at that shit, it was nothing in there specifically for black men. It was for anybody that want to show up. She's trying to tell y'all. She's trying to tell y'all niggas that y'all niggas so stupid. I'll just tell you, I got a black plan, and I look like your fat ass auntie. I look just like your fat ass mama. You know what I'm saying? I got a gap tooth where I can put the goddamn cornbread in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Hold it right there while I eat the rest of these goddamn cabbages and goddamn collard greens. She's telling y'all niggas that y'all niggas are so stupid that y'all ain't gonna even go look at the plan. Y'all just gonna sit up there and say that not only do I got big titties and a big stomach, I got a plan for black men. And then you got black women that coming on now with every type of weave from strangers from other country, in their head, gonna tell y'all niggas to get in line and follow black women. The same black women that tell y'all you ain't shit. The same black women that tell you they don't need you. The same black women that glorify white zaddy. The same black women that call you a sellout for fucking her zaddy bitch. That's how simple-minded y'all are. You get what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's black men that are breaking away for the Democrat Party. And I'm not telling you to vote Republican. I'm telling you to hold your vote until you get some. I know y'all niggas used to paying like y'all weigh. And some of y'all some big sloppy motherfuckers out here. So y'all know y'all pay a premium. Y'all niggas sit up here and simp for hoes, and these hoes still make you pay. See, I can understand if you simp and you get some sympathy pussy, but y'all niggas simping, losing your life, kill another brother, and still paying full price for some stinking bars. That's how slow y'all are. So that's why the Democrat Party is coming out with this. That's why she went in there and said that if black men vote, then she'll win. Because she see that, for whatever reason, I'm glad that black men sit up here and been taking all these licks and say that I'm going to hold my vote. Now, that's smart, black men. But you cannot be quiet at the same time, because you need to tell these motherfuckers why you breaking away 17%. You need to tell them how the gender war is destroying. You need to tell them that how black women use the child support system against black men. Don't get me wrong. You have white women that put their men on child support. But when I have been in court, I have been in child support court. When the judge says that to that white lady, hey, I'm going to suspend his license and have him arrested, that's when the white lady say, no. I don't want to see my child's father in jail because he can't pay $300 a month. You know what I'm saying? But black women will have your ass locked up. She'll wait. Hopefully hopefully that you with your new girlfriend, she will tell her, she will call your job, she will tell your mama, and she will tell she will tell your child, yeah, I had his ass locked up. Dinah's at the mall with another chick. You know what I'm saying? He deserved to be in jail. That's how black women talk to black men. They tell black men that they deserve to go to jail. Now, if the other shoe was on the other foot, if I put my baby mama on child support, I would never want to see her locked up. I could never tell my son, I locked your mom up because she was short $48. But not black women. Black women will do it, and they'll have a million other wig, weed wearing wild hyena hood rat. These husky hyenas are out to get you. They have no incentive to support a black man. They have none. And then that's why they're coming at us like that. That's why the political party's coming at. So y'all black men, hold your vote. You know, so I understand y'all gonna pay for pussy. I understand you're gonna pay for pussy because that's what you do. You know, y'all want a chick that's like your mama. You know, 78% of black men are raised by black women. So y'all niggas are super ultra mega simps. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all growed up with a woman that's a dictator. A woman when she was 100% wrong, then she's a right because she's a black queen. And I say it every time. The biggest lie ever told to the black community was Tupac's simp ass when he said that even though you're a crack fiend mama, you're a black queen. That is a goddamn lie. That is the biggest lie ever told. If she out there on the block selling crack, she ain't a black queen. If she out there jumping in and out of cars selling pussy, she ain't a black queen. That is hoe behavior. That's prostitute behavior. And then if she's sitting up there being a dictator in her home, that's dictatorship behavior.
Yeah.
You don't salute that
Dinas,
shit.
I know you're probably gonna close us out pretty soon, but this last thing that I want to say.
Go ahead, it will close out. Go ahead, it will
close out. The thing is, we know the problem. You know, Scent Police and Black Lion. I mean, we all understand what the issues are. I understand where this is going. It's obvious where it's going. But again, I'm still going to be black in 5, 10, and 20 years. So far as my family, I can't change everybody, but I can influence, right? So what I've been doing, you know, the last 15 years, I have been a jegna or a mentor to other young black men and women who necessarily didn't have the full picture or direction of how to get there. But as a result, I've seen the success, right? And so I have created another ally for a group of people who want to do better, right? And so that's the only thing we can do, but we at least have to do that. So I've helped kids get through college. I helped them get their jobs. I've helped them, you know, I wrote their letter of recommendation to get into grad school and all those things. And all those young people, they're 100% pro-black. They pro-African. For the global diaspora, every last single one of them doesn't work for anybody. They all work for themselves because of me imparting some knowledge and wisdom and experience that I had, you know, to be able to give to them. So like Black Lion and you Simp, you're a guerrilla entrepreneur. I'm quite sure you're already doing that, but we just have to make our circles bigger. Our circles is not going to be able to encapsulate all 42 million, 45 million black folks. But we at least got to hit 5. I'm just talking about 5 other black people besides ourselves, because we going to get older. We ain't going to be able to go to the store. We're going to need some help going to a doctor's appointment. We're going to need some help with somebody coming over to help us wash our dishes. So that's what I'm talking about for, is creating a circle. Right. And it's not just like for ourselves independently, just being selfish or narcissist. But when we do those, that's just a circle of life. So the thing is that people learn by example, is what I gave the analogy about the monkeys, is that, you know, over a period of time and people see what brothers like us are doing. And especially when we put effort into it, then people are watching that you don't even know who's watching. So we could see we have to take a vested interest. I have a second cousin of mine. Her dad is a nice guy, but he got problems. I see that, you know, she has a purpose in her life. She doesn't necessarily know how to make all the steps and the connections, but the relationship that I've developed with her ever since she's been young, I look at her as being a daughter. You know, she has gotten a brother who is not as accomplished as she is, but she knows between her and me and some other people in her life, that brother's going to rise up. He's going to become her equal, right? They have 2 kids. They bought a house, you know, and they're not even 30 yet. And they're doing that here in Southern California. So what I'm saying is that their life is going to be better because of all those things, right? So I know and hear what you're saying, Sim Police. You know, I get it. I live it every day, just like a lot of other Black people are doing. But even with that, my duality is I'm going to speak life. I'm going to speak wisdom into other people that I identify that want to hear it. The people that don't want to hear it, oh well, I'm just going to let you onto your own devices and it go how it go. But I can't go any further and not help other people. Go ahead, Dynasty.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Search for Uhuru. Peace.
We go.
Peace.